Hello, everybody, and welcome to unMadeGaming. It is Monday, and that means we are here, and we are flashing back to the 80s for Tales from the Loop, Atari Twilight. With me here is the amazing cast and crew from last week, Sans One Frags. He is at home for a wedding. He'll be back next week, don't you worry. But we have the rest of the amazing cast and crew here, so let's get right into introductions, and let's get right into this game. We'll start with Greg. Greg, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And tell us about Atari Twilight.
Yes, my name is Greg Grimjack21502 on the Twitchers and
Twitchers
and Twitters, something like that. Great to be back here on unMadeGaming as we go into Atari Twilight. If I can speak tonight, it's going to help out a little bit. But Atari Twilight is from Free League. It is Tales from the Loop, and this is the 80s that never was. It is an 80s set in the homebrew world of Garrett. We have some characters that are in play as of last week's episode, The Predator. This week's episode is the Magnetrinic Versus. And I will always tell you, please go to my Twitter, and maybe Mike can link it. If you want to have the music that accompanies this episode, please follow on the Twitch chat, or if you're watching on YouTube, check the doobly-doo below. But we've got a lot to do, a long way to go, a short time to get there, and we're down one kid. Let's see what we can do tonight.
That's true.
Welcome back to the
I like how you said the homebrew world of Garrett. Like it's not a real place. Like you've made it up. It's the homebrew world of Greg.
It's not a real place. It's made up.
Garrett, Maryland is a real place. I literally Googled it.
Garrett County is.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry. You're right. You got me there.
You're technically correct, which
is the best kind of correct. You are right. And with that correctness, we'll jump right over to Haley. Haley, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And who are you playing today?
Sorry, I was preoccupied with shipping.
Yep.
Hi, I am the great Haley, variety caster. I am playing Sam Kirkshaw, the cutest, sweet, definitely sweetest, doesn't bully anybody ever. Nope. Popular kid who's just trying to figure herself out. Me.
It's true. It's true. A little confused, little nerdy, little whatever. We'll figure it out. We'll get there.
Ouch. Whatever. All right.
I'm from the wrong side of the tracks. What do you want from me? Speaking of the wrong side of the tracks, let's jump right over to Bitters. Who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And who are you playing today?
I'm Mr. Bitters. I hate everything. You can find me here. It's pretty well all I do. But you keep having me back, so it can't be all bad. I play Jerry Baker. He's a big fat dickhead, and he keeps you safe from all the other big fat dickheads, so, you know, it could be worse.
And who are you playing today?
Yeah.
All right, speaking of playing yourself, let's go over to Mike. Mike, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And who are you playing with today?
So I'm Mike, the Anonymous Rhino. You can find me on Twitter at BaloneySlap. I'm playing George Butts. He's a popular kid. He looks amazing. He's good with the ladies. He gets numbers every session. That's my goal for every session, is to get a new number. I just made that up right now, so we'll see how that goes.
I know you did.
I hope you keep at it, though.
But yeah, no. There is no failure.
So far you're 1 for 1. Perfect.
Yes, exactly.
And I will be reprising my role as Casey Mitchell. He's a good boy, I think. At least I hope he's a good boy. From the wrong side of the tracks, just trying to look out for everybody and do the right thing. Last time, the right thing was punching a bully. Actually, it was cannonballing a human, which was great. So, before we jump right in, guys, I will let you know in the donation section down below, you guys can donate for Nat 1s, Nat 20s, all kinds of cool stuff, NPCs, items, all kinds of fun things. And we are also sponsored this entire season by the Dice of Rolling. They are a full set of polyhedral dice that are custom colored, as well as the dice counts special for D&D 5e. If you need to roll your fireball, you can roll them all with all one set of dice. So go check those guys out at Sponsor. You save a little bit of money off your purchase, and you kick back some cashola to us when we make dope productions like this in the future. And with that, Greg, take us into Atari Twilight.
Fantastic. So as we are once again going back into the 80s that never was, it is only fitting that we talk about what we've experienced so far in the summer of 1987. As of last week, which took place during June 12th, Friday of 1987. It just so happened to be the very day that the movie Predator was released. What really has happened after the events of that episode are as follows. 3 weeks have passed since the incident of June 12th. Barney, Nee, and Dutch haven't been found. Federal investigators were called into Garrett to check what was initially feared to be either a kidnapping or worse. Chris, the boy that was traumatized by the events of June 12th, puzzled the investigators, however, when he partially recovered from his state. He told them that the boys were headed west to escape their home lives and join the mag fishing fleet in the Pacific Northwest. Information and evidence corroborating this story was found in the boys' rooms and school lockers. Mr. Patrick Guilfoy, the school guidance counselor, remembered both boys asking about the fishing industry during their occupational meetings. Ultimately, they deduced that no foul play occurred, and as the boys had a history of running away, the case was returned to local authorities, who quickly closed it as well. Now, Chris, the boy that was traumatized by the events, has been sent to a state psychiatric institution in Baltimore. Shannon, the lone remaining member of the gang who wasn't with the boys during the events, doesn't believe any of these explanations. She knows that Nee and Dutch never would have left Garrett without her. She also knows that Veronica and the younger kids are somehow involved. Now, Veronica, the older sister of Sam, cannot remember anything leading up to the events of that night. She remembers being in her car waiting to pick up Sam at the movies, and then she remembers being in the scrapyard surrounded by the boys. At the prompting of she and Sam's parents, she hasn't said anything to anyone, especially the authorities. Now, as we flash forward 3 weeks from those events, it is Thursday, July 2nd, and Garrett is preparing Independence Day ceremony festivities. At the Loop facility, the workers and scientists are celebrating a grand breakthrough in efficiency with new rapid schedule of tests and creating a nearly ever-present hum in the air. A hum, like all constant sounds, especially those witnessed in youth, soon falls to the background until it is accepted as white noise and forgotten. But here on Atari Twilight, we do not have white noise. Here on Atari Twilight, we have the 80s. And if you have your Spotify playlist pulled up, I would like you to go right ahead, as I am going to, and click the talking heads. This must be the place. As we begin to take an eye view of Garrett, coming in from the air much like the mag trucks would, and as we look over the small town with its blanket of red, white, and blue, flags placed by the local veterans organizations along the road, kids on bikes riding here and there, pointing at the building of the festivities, the grills, the food, the dunk tanks. This is middle Americana in the 1980s at its best. And as we look across all of the places we have come to know a bit, we see the Maplehurst Mall. We see the scrapyard briefly. We see the paperback exchange, Ping's Chinese restaurant, the wrong side of the tracks, and the right. And as we continue going down with the celebration of the bicentennial of the Constitution, the theme of this year's Independence Day, but strangely enough, the Constitution wasn't effectively signed until September 17th, 1787. A coincidence upon which we are playing this evening. But as we look around and as we see everything, we see a strip mall. Nestled among the strip mall is the paperback exchange. It is 3:45 on July 2nd, 1987. We are going inside for the first time. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Garrett. Veronica is getting her hair done for the weekend festivities 2 doors down at the Studio Nouveau, a strip mall that also houses the paperback exchange. Inside this store is a harmonious mixture of used paperbacks lining the walls on shelving that goes to the ceiling. New comics neatly displayed in large tiered racks in the center of the space. And in the back, upon table after table, are the long boxes of used back issues. And there's also crystals hanging everywhere, catching the light of the grand window in the front, hanging from the ceilings, augmenting candle displays of mirrored proportions. And there's also the smell of patchouli, dominant. And the recessive smell, marijuana. Definitely marijuana. Sam, you smell all of these things. As you are waiting for Veronica, you are either looking at the books or perhaps sneaking a glance at the comic books that you feign no interest in. What are you doing?
No, she's definitely like browsing the books that are closer to the comics so that she can see like what's coming out or what is out, what's new and stuff. She's definitely just kind of glancing over there, trying not to like draw attention to herself that she's looking.
Okay. As you're sitting there, you're alone. There's a couple older people that are going through like the Zane Grey Westerns and looking at the Louis L'Amour stuff, having brought in books to exchange for new ones, using this more as a library than anything else. They ignore you. They like the fact that there's a young person in a place like this. They seem not to notice the marijuana and constantly say, "Oh, how much they like the incense in here. It smells fantastic." Now, the person in this place that definitely knows what that hint of marijuana is the owner, Miss Maggie. And as you're sitting there, kind of peeking at the latest issue of The Amazing Spider-Man, she steps forward wearing a long floral, almost a Mr. or Mrs. Roper muumuu. And she has a headband of twined rope across her head, a dangly feather clipped to it, and as she walks forward, a necklace of crystals. And she goes, "Oh, my dear, my dear." And she takes her hands and moves them uncomfortably close around the halo of your hair. She doesn't touch you, but just, "You have such an aura to you. Such an aura."
Oh?
You okay?
Yeah, is that bad? Is it a bad aura?
No, it's just filled with energy. Just filled with power. Ooh. Fantastic.
Cool. Thank
gonna
you.
buy it? You looking at the Spider-Man book?
No. No.
You have it in your hand.
She kind of like looks around. It's still just like the old people in there. So she's like, "Yeah, I do want this issue. Can I also?" And she grabs like a magazine too, real quick. She's like, "This as well."
Okay. And she takes it and kind of puts it inside the magazine. And she goes, "I'll just keep this up front for you. This good housekeeping." And she walks up towards the front. And as you are content to then slip back into maybe a safer perusal of the space, we once again pull out of the paperback exchange. And as we go back over the town of Garrett, we head towards town center, where the various committees of the city of Garrett are getting ready to house and control and champion and direct the parades, the festivities, all of the local entertainment that is coming to Garrett for this particular Independence Day. And George, describe for us again your mom's occupation.
Well, she's a self-employed, she's very entrepreneurial, but she is, at the end of the day, a therapist. She specializes in geriatric copulation, if you will. Old people banging is layman's terms.
And she's successful, correct?
Very successful, yeah. And it's not like people think geriatric, like only old people. She does help out some of those, a little bit over the hill, just need to re-find their, their love, if you will.
Right. Recapture the youth that has escaped them on the streets and the sheets.
Yeah,
fantastic. Exactly. Right. So as she is now perhaps not an accepted member of the business community, she is definitely one of the most successful members of the business community. And so she has been invited to help with these various, and she knows a great many people here in the Garrett area, and she's able to kind of facilitate a lot of what's going on. So she is a committee member on several of these organizations that are helping to do these festivities in the organization. George, you have accompanied her into town center, the short drive from your home on the good side of the tracks. And as you are walking around town, is there anything in particular you would like to do?
I'm assuming it's the 1980s. There has to be a roller rink, right?
There is the Starlight roller rink. It is a little bit off the beaten path. I mean, you could walk there, but it might take you a 15-20 minute walk. Unless, of course, does George have any other mode of transportation? We know that the kids on the trailer park and on the wrong side of the tracks have their bikes, but we have yet to find out if Sam and George have bikes as well.
I would say they have bikes, and they have I can't speak for Sam, but I'm sure George has a really nice bike. Like, it's not a Huffy. He would walk before he rides a Huffy kind of situation. So he's definitely has like the nicest bike you could find. Like one of those guys who just like, you see him at the gym, you see him everywhere. They just have all the nice gear and like no experience and no need for it. That's definitely him. He's very extra with his bike.
Gotcha. So this is not a BMX style bike. This is one that actually has multiple speeds.
Yeah.
All the trimmings and the handlebars built for racing.
Exactly.
You want to get into a tuck whenever you're headed down one of them.
And that's for the ladies. He does that for the ladies. Shows off his tight butt for them.
Does he have any different type of outfit that he wears when he's biking? Is he one of the trailblazers in the biking community? Where is he advancing pastels? Is this something that he is striving to bring into both his exercise and his daily wardrobe?
Well, I would say he definitely wears his gym shorts, the ones that Joe's, right by that high thigh area, the typical 70s, 80s style. He might wear those if he's getting pretty serious about the bike ride. Show off of those, those creamy hamstrings.
Good. The creamy hamstrings. Fantastic. So as the creamy hamstrings are on full display and you are riding out towards Starlight skating, you are able to get there. And within plenty of time, much shorter than the 15 minutes it would have taken you to walk, 5 minutes later, you are pulling in front of the kind of neon deco display of the shooting star that's illuminated in pulsing neon segments and then erupting as you have reached the entrance to Starlight. There are no windows, so as to better make sure that you can have full lighting effects inside the skate park. What would you like to do?
He's immediately looking for maybe some of the girls he knows. He might just know their name, but he's friends with a lot of the girls, so he's looking to flirt and get more numbers. He's looking for his new Mary,
His new Mary. Has anything happened with Mary since last week?
I would say they went on a date.
How'd it go?
Not well. That's why he's looking for a new Mary. He's definitely one of those guys who gets the numbers but doesn't execute. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's 13.
So this was a pilot error then. It wasn't he didn't like Mary, it was Mary didn't like him.
Yeah, definitely. Because he's 13 and she thought he was 16, so
that's a problem.
He found out, yeah, exactly. So she felt like a creeper. Okay,
so as you go in and as you look around, there are plenty of it's a target-rich environment, George. Not so much as it would be later on in the evening, because with the festivities and with the 4th of July falling on a Saturday here in 1987, tomorrow on Friday the 3rd was actually the recognized national holiday. So many people that are working don't work tomorrow, and they're able to take their children their kids that can't drive to the skating rink. And at 3:45, though, it's still a little light, but you can look around if you'd like.
Yeah, no, he's up for the challenge, you know. It's all about that chase. Never catch that dragon, you know. So would that be a contact or
I'm just looking to see what I want you to do here. Let's do a charm. Let's do a straight up charm, because this is more of a prowl than anything else.
Ooh, 3 successes.
You walk up and you see at least this is, it's a little bit, it might even be a little bit sexist for George in the 80s, but you see from behind a fantastic looking specimen, and you absolutely think this is the target, you know. Turn off the targeting computers, Luke. You got it. And as you head towards this girl, you're about 2 feet away when she turns and it reveals Shannon. And Shannon is 16 years old. She is tall. She is attractive, but she has a vacant look in her eyes that speaks of an age that goes well beyond the summer she spent. Also, now she seems to be wearing what looks like a light diamond of makeup over her left eye, as it points above her eyebrow, to the side, to her cheeks, up to the corner of her nose, and then back up in this point. And as she turns around and sees that it's you, I'm gonna fucking kill you. You know that, right?
Hello to you, Shannon. You're looking good today.
Don't give me your bullshit. I know you guys had something to do with Barry and Dutch. I know it.
They were a bunch of fucking wastoids. What are you talking about?
They were my friends, you fucking asshole.
Yeah, some friends they were. They left you behind.
I saw what you and your guys from the other side of the tracks, I saw you punch them. Drove them off.
Yeah.
You didn't tell anybody that, George.
Because we thought they left town. What are you talking about? What do you mean tell anybody? We told them what happened.
They didn't even talk to you. I know you guys know more about this. What about your old fucking girlfriend? What's Veronica's sister's name? It's a boy's name.
Don't worry about her.
Oh, I think I will.
What do you mean?
I'm serious, George. If we don't find them, I'm gonna fucking kill your friends. She turns back around.
Okay. And he walks away. Actually, I would say before he would walk a couple steps away and he'd turn around and say, "How'd you get that shiner?"
You just see her head lift up, keying on the point that she did understand what you said, and it drops again to the cabinet of the video game that she's playing. We're going to cut away from the Starlight skating rink as we zip over the town of Garrett from the pseudo good side of the tracks to the opposite end of town. And not from the Tradewinds trailer park, but from the old mag truck graveyard, pedals furiously one Ben McKenzie as he's riding. First, he circles down through the trailer park, yells out for Mitch. Not hearing a response, he pedals further. And Jerry, you see Ben riding alone up the driveway of your house as he comes up waving his arms furiously. Jerry!
You don't usually come alone.
And something happened. I was at the Falcon.
Yeah.
I had to stay there last night again, so. And Jerry, you would know that, and whether or not Jerry does this as well, when things get especially interesting at Ben's house, he tends to leave and go and spend the night in the hideout that you all have that we will get to in a little bit. But he seems to like to call it the Falcon. Man, it was crazy. I've been looking for you guys. It was nuts. We got to find Mitch.
You didn't eat my Reese's Pieces, did you?
I promise I didn't eat them.
All right. Did you go by Mitch's trailer?
He's not there. I don't know where he must be in town or something. I don't know where he is.
He's probably with Rob. Did you check Rob's place?
I didn't ride that far out yet. You're my closest friend.
No. Yeah, don't tell people that. We can go.
You want me to ride behind you or like normal, or do you want me to?
You can ride with me.
All right. We can like ride in formation, like the X-wings, and they like side by side.
You're quickly earning a back place. Just let's go.
Okay, all right. And so as Jerry and Ben head in towards town proper, everybody cue up, for those of you playing the music game at home, cue up the Smiths, Shoplifters of the World Unite. As the small bell on the paperback exchange dings, and in walks Mitch to presumably collect his comic books. And this would be in full view of a peek over the corner of the comic stands. Sam, you would see him come in. It's up to you whether you've had any contact with him in the last 3 weeks.
I would say maybe a little bit. The thing that happened out of the movies is pretty traumatic, and they all experience it together. So I would assume that there was a little more contact than usual between them. Maybe not like hanging out all the time, but when they see each other, they're a little bit more pleasant, I suppose.
Okay, so Mitch, as you would walk in, you would see both the paperback exchange. You would see Miss Maggie kind of doing that twirl in the back with a crystal in her hand. And if you looked carefully, you would see the eyes of Sam peering over the new release comics and meeting yours.
I don't think he's paying attention yet, but he does come in like a whirlwind. And he's like waving what is clearly a read several, too many times, paperback issue that was a rental that is now, it's unsellable. And he comes in, he's like, Gary! And he's just shaking this thing in his hand.
Miss Maggie would say from like mid-twirl, he comes in 15 minutes.
Oh. Did you hear that they canceled Doctor Strange? They canceled it? I've been waiting like 4 months.
Is that a Western, sweetie, or is that one of those funny papers?
No, he's a wizard.
You have a... And she walks up to you. You've heard this a million times from your numerous visits to the paperback exchange. But again, she takes 2 fingers and moves them by your eyebrows and cups the air beside your face. Your aura is fascinating, young man.
Oh, yeah?
Have you ever heard that before?
Yes,
You have.
I have. About once a week.
You're a lucky man, you.
Am I?
And she goes back to twirling.
That's weird.
She just dances away.
She's so weird. Okay, and you see him roll up the comic and he shoves it in his back pocket, and he makes his way over to the new comic stand, but you can see that he makes his way over there in like the way like old guys look at muscle cars. They're like, oh man, isn't she a beaut? Like he doesn't touch any of the new comics, but he just looks at them and he has like his hands on his hips and he's like, oh man.
Sam like
Batman
physically
Year 2?
cringes the moment she sees you like roll up the comic and put it in your pocket. She's just like, no.
Yeah. Batman Year 2. 1 day. 2 months. 2 months. Sam? Are you lost?
Hey, no, I am exactly where I mean to be. And she like faces towards books again.
I think Teen Beat's like 3 aisles over.
Are you making assumptions about what I read?
He like he gives you like an obvious like up and down. He goes, yeah.
I'll have you know that I have upgraded my reading to different kinds of nonfiction that exclude teen bop books. And she's like kind of panicking a little bit.
Oh yeah? Like what?
Moby Dick.
What's the first line?
Now, who's gonna remember the first line of a book?
Everyone.
That's not true. You ask Miss Maggie right now. See if she remembers the line of any book.
Miss Maggie? What's the first line of Moby Dick?
You hear and don't see, but you can tell that the voice is twirling when it said, "Call me Ishmael."
Fine. Fine, you got me. What are you here for? Other than to ruin comics.
I haven't even touched any of them.
She like points to your back pocket.
Oh, this one's old. This is Batman Year 1. It came out in like
Okay.
March. No one's buying this now.
You know, March was a few months ago, and you can take better care of things.
Oh no, it was used when I got it.
Uh,
I can't get any of these, but I can get this one because my friend. And like he looks for Miss Maggie because my friend Gary hooks me up. They're the ones that they fall out of the boxes, they get scratched up, the cover gets torn off, it gets stapled, or when he's cutting the box open, he accidentally cuts the thing. It's ruined anyway.
well, they should really take better care of their comics. But hey, if you got the hookup, we can't all be privileged in having the nice things.
I don't know if you have been here that often, but that's not incense.
I'm well aware.
I think they take
You
as
know
good
my
a care.
sister's Veronica, right?
Well, I don't want to make too many assumptions.
You know who my sister is.
I think they take as good a care as they can of the books.
Hey, they carry what I need.
It's about this time that, again, the bell at the front of the paperback exchange, ding, 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 and a boy of about 19 comes in. He's got long blonde hair that's tied back in a ponytail. He's got a Van Halen hat on. He's wearing a white t-shirt. He has a pair of almost acid wash jeans on that seem to have marker or pen written all over the pocket and thigh areas. It goes down into a pair of absolutely just destroyed Chuck Taylor Converse sneakers. And you would know this gentleman to be none other than Gary, who is the assistant of Miss Maggie.
Greg, did you find a picture of me in high school, or what is like minus the Van Halen hat? That's like to a T. He like looks to you, hears the bell, and then looks up and says, "Gary, is it true? Did they cancel Doctor Who? Not Doctor Who. Wow, Doctor Strange."
Wow.
Yeah,
You're
You
not a
totally
real-
know your fandoms.
I know, it's too many doctors.
Yeah, they did, man. They did. Yeah, it's a bummer. You know, the storyline's 3/4 of the way done. They haven't even got into the whole Dormammu thing, and now
That's what I'm saying. On the back of issue 87, it said, "See you next month," and it's been 4 months. When is next month?
I don't know. I mean, you know, I guess we gotta see what Excelsior has to say about this one, but it's not looking good, man. It hasn't been on the order for him. So,
God. Do you have any shitty issues of Batman Year 2?
yeah, give me a second.
Yes.
Hey, Maggie, I'm here. And the twirling voice comes up, and there's already kind of like a woven sack over the shoulder of Miss Maggie as she is already prepared to leave her shop of the Paperback Exchange. And as she turns, she puts on a pair of huge sunglasses that are like saucer-sized lenses. And she turns, and there's a particularly large crystal dangling right by the door frame. And she cups it and kisses it. Gary, take care of my son. And she walks out. Ding, ding, ding. Gary watches her go. And then immediately goes over and opens up a file cabinet and produces a nearly perfect copy of Batman Year 2, except the top right-hand corner of the front cover ends not in a perpendicular, but in a slice, as it seems just the tip of the ear was taken off of this corner.
Yes. Yes. See? And that's how I get all the good ones. And he walks over to the counter. He's like, all right, what do I owe you for this one? I have 86 cents.
Man, just take it. If we can write off a couple of them for...
Yes.
Just take this one.
Gary, I owe you one, man. This is awesome.
You owe me like $1 million, but that's okay.
Well, this is the year one you let me borrow. And he holds out the one you'd hit the dog with, like completely rolled up and crinkled. The pages are all frayed, and he hands it back and says, sorry about that.
That's not mine. That one's yours.
Cool. Okay. Well, if anything else falls off the trucker, whatever, or if you hear about the Doctor Strange 88 coming out, that'd be cool. Just let me know. You know, I'll be back next week.
I will. And he leans forward over the glass countertop that has, a 20-sided die and a whole bunch of different miniatures and a couple lead figurines. He leans forward and kind of waves you closer to him.
Yeah.
There's a girl, man.
I know. It's Sam. She's dumb.
Oh, you like her?
No.
Oh, she's like... I don't understand.
I
You were standing beside her when I came in.
Yeah, I know. I was talking to her. We go to school together. My friend Jerry, you know, the big one?
Yeah.
Yeah, he likes her sister.
Who's her sister?
Veronica.
Veronica?
Yeah.
That drives the Volkswagen Rabbit?
Yeah. The convertible top?
They all, yeah.
I don't know.
Is she... So she's just your friend? This thought seems to be completely foreign to Gary.
No. We just go to school together. One time we were at the same movie.
Together? Or...
No, just at the same time.
Okay. Yeah, hey, if I find any more things that you might like, sir, I will make sure you get them.
Cool, man. Thanks.
Thanks for all that help that you gave me fixing my car and protecting me from those ruffians.
Anytime, Gary. And he looks back at Sam. Anytime, man.
She's rolling her eyes.
I'm gonna go, Gary. He turns around beat red, one of those this was not what I asked for. And he walks by and he's like, Sam, I hope your sister's fine. And then he does it in one sentence and just one word, and then keeps walking with the new magazine in his hand.
She's okay.
Thanks. Cool.
As you would go outside, you would see Jerry and you would see Ben tearing ass on their bikes up towards you. You would also note that whether by accident or on purpose, Ben seems to be riding beside Jerry and not the usual 2 or 3 bike lengths behind.
I think seeing this, like he quickly like folds the comic and puts it in his jacket, and he's like, "What happened?"
He looks at Jerry and he looks at Ben, or he looks at Mitch. Did you see us? We rode up here together, Mitch, and I wanted to tell you guys both. I spent the night at the Falcon last night, and yeah, something crazy happened.
What happened?
All the trucks turned on.
Like all the delivery trucks?
All the mag trucks around the Falcon turned on. Like they glowed.
Like glowed like what?
It turned on. Like, I don't know how it works. You know how it works. Like the things on the bottom, those things that keep them floating in the air, started glowing, and they made a look. Hold on. And he goes over into his bike and he pulls out the ever-present tape recorder that he plays all of his mixtapes on, and he flips over one of the tapes and clamps it down, rewinds it, and hits play. And you, Jerry, you and Mitch both hear a sound that's tonal, but you hear like a back, and it just repeats over and over. And it would be a perfect copy, except about every 2 to 3 seconds, you can hear very close to the microphone Ben going, "Oh my God," like over and over again.
What does it mean?
Mashed potato barn. So Greg, speaking of that sweet cassette player, Hibandus donates and says, "I know there's not really +1 weapons or armor, but I'd like to create a Walkman with a sticker of a rat holding a broken sword and a lockpick stuck to the back, the words 'The Rat Queen' under it, like it's a band name." So I think Ben now has his iconic item, if I'm not mistaken.
Fantastic. And what would you like that to give you a bonus on?
I think it's just a +1, so it's like a free +1 die whenever Ben uses it.
Yeah, you can use it once. Is it +1 or +2? It's +2.
Oh, it's
isn't it?
+2, yeah.
+2, yeah.
Yeah, so anytime you want to use that one, go ahead and use your iconic item. Everybody else usually distinguishes what type of role you can use it for, but we'll make this one, since it's a donation, you get a +2 on whatever you need, because this Walkman plays the music that gets you where you need to go.
Perfect. Oh, I love Ben. Yeah, he looks around and he says, I've been trying to like hook up the other mag trucks to each other to like do something cool. It hasn't been working, but I don't think it does that.
Man, I don't know what happened, but it was crazy. It was, everything turned on and there was lights and sounds.
Did anything else happen? Did they move? Did anyone say anything?
It was really windy, like right underneath the bottom ones. And I don't remember seeing any wind whenever regular mag trucks go by, but it was really like you should see it. It blew all the junk that's fallen off of the trucks. It blew it everywhere. It's almost completely clean underneath where the Falcon is now.
Completely clean.
Wait, and this happened and you stayed out there?
It was like 30 seconds or so, but yeah, I stayed. Yeah.
Kid, you're way braver than I gave you credit for.
I mean, there are worse. You know, Jerry, there's worse places to go.
Yeah, sure, you're probably right. Well, why don't we go out and check it out?
Yeah, I mean, I think we should. At this point, from the Studio Nouveau, which is 2 doors down from the paperback exchange, the door opens, blaring, and if you want to cue it up, everybody, Wang Chung's "Everybody Have Fun Tonight," as the song continues, as Veronica walks out, freshly coiffed Everything sprayed and perfect in her hair as she goes out to her Volkswagen Rabbit that is sitting right in front of the store along the strip mall, opens up the car, jumps in, turns it on. Wang Chung continues to play miraculously, and she on the horn, which of course, Sam, you would hear inside the paperback exchange.
She would have paid for her stuff and kind of rushed out, stopped, saw the guys in front of her, waved real quick. I'm sure her sister would still be laying on the horns and kind of just leaves.
Yep. She's literally like, as you walk out.
Yeah, she doesn't really stop to say hi, just kind of awkwardly waves and tries to hide what she's holding and walks off.
Veronica says nothing to you as you get into the car, and she begins to put the manual transmission into reverse. And for the first time, she puts on her almost oversized sunglasses. And as she puts them on, this insectoid gaze that she has now donned turns and looks up and sees the group of you sitting there conspiratorially. And you're not sure exactly who she looks at, but she nods and backs out.
Oh, Jerry gives her the finger guns.
I was going to say, as soon as she nods, Mitch elbows Jerry.
Roll a Jerry only. Roll
a Jerry.
Roll a Jerry. All right. What kind of stream?
Let's roll a Jerry. Yeah. Let's see. Roll an investigate for me, Jerry.
All right. No.
She backs out. I will allow an investigate from Mitch too.
Success.
Mitch, you catch, but Jerry does not, that with the delivery of the finger guns, there is a slight curl at the corner of her mouth.
And in, perfect synchronicity with that smile, you hear, probably over the revving engine and blaring 80s pop, "Oh! Dude! And he's like just shaking Jerry, like he's grabbing him by his arm. He's like, dude, she smiled. When you did that, she knew.
Yeah, of course.
As the car pulls off.
Okay, you're cooler than George Butts.
I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Ouch.
Not if Shannon gets you first.
Yeah, right.
She
we're
wants
gonna
to kill Sam, not me.
Yeah, we're going to stay with the continuing perfect pitch of everybody has fun tonight as we travel with the Volkswagen Rabbit out of the strip mall of the Paperback Exchange and the Studio Nouveau. And as it cruises into the center of town, Veronica quickly parks the Volkswagen Rabbit in one of the slanted parking lots as, without even addressing Sam for why they stopped, she gets out, closes the door, and for whatever reason pushes the lockdown of the convertible and walks towards the middle of town.
She doesn't say anything. She just does that. Okay. Sam kind of fumbles out of the car because she's still worried about her sister after everything that had happened. She kind of like follows after her.
You would see her round the corner, and she quickly goes into a clothing store that is called the, what do I have written down here? Closet Vogue. The Closet Vogue. And you see her immediately begin to go through denim skirts, and you realize that she is apparently shopping without having alerted you.
Lovely. I follow in, but not like cruising next to her. She kind of like stays to give her own space to kind of look what did everything.
Okay. And let's peel back away from Closet Vogue as we go back to where George is. George, are you still at the Starlight?
Yeah, I would say I went a couple laps around, but for some reason I can't get Shannon out of my mind. So I might loop back around to Shannon at some point. But he's still like trying to figure out if that's what he wants to do.
Okay. As you kind of do your skate, and this is too early in the evening for there to be couple skate or any type of theme skate, but as you go around to the various songs that are playing, you notice about lap 3 when you look over at the arcade section, she's no longer there.
And I'm assuming at this point there's really he's kind of the wind's out of his sails, I think. So he might just get on his bike and start heading back into town.
Okay, we'll say that for the sake of anything, we speed you up a bit, and you kind of head down Main Street on your fantastic bike as you see Sam go into Closet Vogue.
I definitely have great brakes on it, but I don't know how to use them. So I definitely apply the front brakes first and almost go over the handlebar, but I want to make it look cool because I gotta be cool. Like I tried it, but I go Sam, and then that's when I start going nose. That's the word I'm looking for, nosy, whatever that is. If you're going...
Where you stop and the back swings a bit, and then you kind of
it's like in
over and walk it.
Yeah.
A nollie?
No, that's a skateboarding thing.
Nice.
Thing. But anyway.
You are able to keep control of your bike, sir, as you bring it home to rest in front of Closet Vogue.
Hey, Sam.
Oh, hey.
What's
Hi, Georgie.
what's going on? He leaning over his front bars, trying to be cool.
She takes notice, but she's trying to get in the better habit of not pointing things out to you like that.
Yep.
She glances inside, waiting for Ronnie.
How's she holding up?
She's not talking as much. She's very to herself. Like, I didn't even know we were going to be here.
Like, not even like her normal snarky comments?
Not even.
That's weird.
Though I saw her earlier when we left the mall. She smiled, I think, at Jerry, and I am just...
Ew.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
There's
This is where he starts doing the stuff, like, what kind of smile was it? Was it like a...
I don't really want to talk about that. I just thought you should know that I'm, like, this whole fantasy that Jerry has is more real than I wish it was. So...
It's also more popular than the Jerry.
Yeah.
Gross.
But yeah, so what have you been up to today?
I went to the roller rink. Needed I didn't take your advice about Mary, so I gotta try to get back on the old horse, if you will. And struck out. I ran into Shannon. I advise that you don't run into Shannon. She wants to kill you.
What did you do? Why does she want to kill me? What did I do?
I don't know. Did you punch her in the face? She had bruises and she was covering up with makeup.
Does it look like I've punched anybody? Like her hands are
Are
like
you
a
wearing
delicate.
Maybe.
Do I look like somebody who wears makeup on their hands?
Hand models?
True. Not one of those yet. Who knows?
Yeah.
But
It's the thing to do at Closet Vogue.
yeah, you start voguing.
Yeah. But she said she doesn't believe them that Dutch and the other degenerates didn't skip town. She thinks that they're still here. We had something to do with it.
I mean, they ran off.
Yeah, exactly. I think that that's why your sister's not talking. I think she's traumatized and she's holding things in. This is what my mom talks to me about all this time. That's why she makes me talk about everything. You have to get it out, otherwise you end up like Veronica and like super skanky, and now she's like a bitch, more than usual.
First of all, that's my sister. Maybe true.
Yeah, but we hate her.
But
Love her, but hate her.
Still, with how she's been lately, it's hard to talk bad about her.
But
with how bitchy she really is.
I'm sorry, that's true. But still, I don't know. I think the guys are skipping town because they're afraid that she's going to talk about what they did.
I mean, I would guess the same, that they would just ditch town. But
Plus,
they normally
fishing
wouldn't
makes
leave
perfect
Shannon,
sense.
though, would they?
She never talked about fishing like they did. Apparently, I don't know. The guidance counselor never said that she always never went in. So I don't know.
I just figured she'd followed because they've always been a group or whatever.
Yeah. Plus, she's like, even though she's like that, she looks good. So maybe she's afraid if she goes elsewhere, she won't look as good because there's gonna be other better looking people. Maybe, I don't know. Big fish, small pond.
You never know. You stand next to a couple of 2s, you always look like a 10. So.
Yeah, exactly. Cheerleader effect. So it's real.
I'll just make sure to avoid her the best that I can, because I'd rather not be murdered for something.
She said kill. She didn't say beat. She didn't say anything. She said kill. So.
And I doubt that I should take that lightly. So.
Nope.
Is Veronica still shopping?
Yeah, you turn around and look in the store and she's not there.
Sam goes in and kind of like peers around. If she doesn't see her, I want to go ask the store clerk, like, did you see Veronica leave?
She just points to the back where the dressing rooms are.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry.
At this point, George parks his bike and he walks in behind Sam.
I just get so worried, like, if I turn around, she'll just disappear again.
Yeah. Have you had much time away from her at all, or have you been with her?
I've been with her a whole lot. We've been mostly shopping and getting her hair done, or her hair done for the festivities coming up, but it's last couple of weeks
she wants to put on a bunch of brand new clothes and be super showy. That's what she does.
Yeah. So I mean, like, it may be her getting like back into her old skin, but I don't know. So I'm worried. Her not talking as much, not going out as much. It's just worrisome.
Have you confronted her yet?
I've been afraid to. She doesn't really open up to me.
You want me to try?
Especially not since the divorce.
You want me to try? I'm good at talking.
You're good with girls?
Most of the time. 60% of the time, it works every time.
Feel free.
Just at that moment, from one of the dressing rooms, Veronica comes out and stands in front of the trifold mirror as she's looking at a denim skirt that she has just tried on and, just checking it out from every angle. You have your opening, George.
Hey, Ronnie. Looking hot.
She continues to look at herself.
He tries to lean on one of the racks of clothes and doesn't realize it's all hangers, so he kind of slides in a little bit.
3 of George's come into the trifold of the mirror as she stops for a moment, and you can see her gaze go from the new skirt into your triple reflection in the mirror as she's looking into the reflection into your eyes when she says, "What do you want?"
Just trying to be friendly. I've known you my whole life, so.
She goes back to looking at the skirt.
That's a nice skirt. Is it Levi?
She's completely ignoring you at this point.
So is this what you do now? You finally learn to shut up?
She stops. And now she turns around and does not look at the reflection, but looks at the actual George. What did you say?
I was just trying to get you to talk. You see you're talking. You said that's the most you said.
What do you want?
Well, how are you?
I'm great, George. How are you?
I'm here. Oh. Ouch. Well, okay then. I'm glad it's great that you're great, That's really good to see. It makes me happy. I'm doing great.
Good talk, George. And she walks over and enters the dressing room and
Skank.
What is wrong with you?
I panicked. I don't know. I get this weird thing where I aggress and then I regress,
Is that why the Mary thing didn't work out?
I don't want to talk about that just yet. Look, I think obviously she's having more issues than normal. Maybe I could get my mom to talk to her.
I don't think that
She lights these incense that smell kind of funny. Kind of smells like the bookstore sometimes, and she just like really gets people to talk.
if it gets her to open up,
Yeah.
in the talking way.
Whoa, you now? Wow, yikes! Wow, look, my mom is a
I know your mom's
strong,
history.
independent
okay?
woman, man. She is, don't you? Wow, you women are supposed to stick together. Gosh,
I just don't need your mom making her worse than she is.
whoa. Maybe she just like goes so far beyond that she reinvents herself, and she just. I don't know where I'm going with this. Let's.
The curtain yanks back across the dressing room as Veronica reemerges, no longer wearing what she wore into the place, but the skirt that she has on and the tag of the skirt she has in her hand as she walks up towards the cashier, who seems indifferent. And as she puts it down, she drops her plastic on top of it. That does catch an eye from the cashier, who rarely sees somebody her age carrying plastic, as she takes it, puts the carbon over top of it, across the machine, tears out the section, has her sign it as she begins to key it into the sale for the skirt. A few moments pass, and she leaves the store, headed back in the direction of her car.
I guess that's my cue to go.
Well, you're gonna be downtown for the celebration later.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
She got all dolled up. She wouldn't miss it.
Wait, what time is it? Is it almost time for the celebration, Greg?
Yeah, you're around 4:45, 5 o'clock right now.
Okay. I was about to say.
It'll be starting in about an hour, yeah.
Okay. What were you going to do until the celebration?
I don't know. I've just been kind of going wherever she takes me.
You mind if I tag along? I was gonna do it anyway. I don't really care what you say.
Okay.
All right.
Cool. Let's see if she lets you in the car.
I can bike fast. Okay. That ain't no Huffy parked out there. Okay.
Whatever you say.
And he starts like doing like leg stretches in front of her.
She
Deep
leaves.
lunges, right.
She just walks away from you. Like this. Oh my god.
Okay, so as we have the popular kids loading into the Volkswagen Rabbit, that surprisingly Veronica does not immediately nix the idea of having George in the car. You guys load in. Veronica backs out of the slanted spot in the middle of downtown Garrett, and we are going to cut to all of the others, Jerry, Ben, and Mitch, as they pull into the mag truck graveyard. Now, for a little point of reference and a little bit of the theater of the mind for everybody, a mag truck here in the 80s that never was is just like a great big semi-trailer. It's long, it's kind of bullet-shaped, and underneath it, it has large circles or ovals. These large circles or ovals are actually magnets, for lack of a better word. These magnets use the magnetic field of the Earth and keep the vehicle aloft and floating along the mag drive that it has. Now, because this technology, believe it or not, is incredibly cheap here in the 80s that never was, when one of these trucks breaks down, it's actually better to just go ahead and build a new one. And so whenever they have these ones that they have not repurposed yet, Garrett has become sort of a graveyard for these vehicles. And in this vehicle, in this graveyard, to conserve space, they bind these trucks together in a 9 or a 3x3 cube, and they still float as the mag drives underneath them never give up their ability to keep loft. And even when not powered, they only sink at the rate of about 1 centimeter a month. And so still, this cube of 3x3 mag trucks floats about 10 feet off the ground as we see the three boys ride up on their bikes. I'll let you guys describe what the hideout looks like.
It looks dope, Greg. Super dope.
All right, good job. Next scene.
This is the 80s. I believe it looks rad.
It does look rad. I mean, dope is also applicable. It looks rad and dope. Yeah, so think like floating tractor trailer trucks, right? And there's 9 of them bound together in a sort of cube. And the center one is obviously the coolest one. It's the hardest one to get into. You got to climb up over the floating thing. Yeah. I think the interior obviously is the cool part, right? You want the outside to look as normal as possible, so no one expects that there's a super dope, mega rad hideout inside here, aka what Rob and I call it, the Astro Train. So once inside, it's full of just shit. It's full of trash. But it's like our treasure trove of trash, right? There's like makeshift workbenches that like someone threw out, like the legs are bent in, and we kind of position it and like stacked a box or two underneath it. There's like scrap that I'm working on. There's what's clearly a robot. At least if you ask Mitch, it's clearly a robot that he's also working on. And I think that there's any kind of like any kind of power tool or hacksaw or like tin snips they can get their hand on to try to cut through the wall into the other compartments of this thing. They're trying to expand the fort as much as possible so it gets bigger and more rad. So there's probably like little holes where they can see what's in there, and then like bigger holes where they can try to walk into the other one. But they're like jagged edges, so you kind of gotta like squish in sideways so you don't get like your arms like torn up by the metal. Yeah. Bitters, anything else you want to add to the super dope mega rad hideout?
No, just because of the smallish holes, Jerry has kind of claimed a corner of the main train to himself, and it's just beanbag chairs with a blanket thrown over them, and a smell that's all Jerry.
Gross.
And Reese's Pieces, right?
Yeah, those are hidden.
Right. So as you all get there, you can re-queue up This Must Be the Place, as this is home for many of these kids, as they pull up and Ben immediately kind of dumps his bike, not even bothering to put up the kickstand, as he jumps beneath the 10 feet between the ground and the lower level of the mag trucks, and he's waving his hands and he goes, look, all the grass and all the dirt, look. And you guys can see that whereas before it looked like an outfield, now it looks like an infield, as the grass and the tall, uncut weeds have been blown away from this middle section, revealing the light brown dirt of Garrett. Look, it blew, it just swept this all out.
And it lasted for like how long?
Like I don't know. It seemed like forever, but it probably was just like a minute, because I turned this on about halfway through and it's only about 30 some seconds.
You know what time it was?
Exactly 10 o'clock.
How do you know it was exactly 10 o'clock?
And he pulls up his wrist, and there is a calculator wristwatch on there that has a cracked face.
There would be, Greg. There would be. All right, exactly 10 o'clock. Jared, anything happen at 10 o'clock?
Both of you guys roll a comprehend for me, please.
Got it. 1 success.
Hey, I got one too.
As you both think back to what occurred the evening before at 10 o'clock, for a moment you don't think of anything until you both are struck at the same moment that with the increased activity at the loop facility and that ever-present hum whenever they fire up whatever it is they fire up, you remember hearing something at 10 o'clock last night and thinking, wow, that's late. But you both remember the loop firing up at 10 last night.
I thought I heard something last night. I don't know what time it was.
You mean like that big, like the loop noise?
Yeah.
Are they working on anything?
It had to be it, guys.
I don't know. Who's got an in?
I mean, my dad's there. Butts.
What?
No, Butts. Butts, his dad works there.
Oh,
Not like, oh, Butts. Oh, Butts.
right.
Oh, I thought you meant oh butts.
Yeah, no, I
I
know.
thought you meant the.
I wish I did.
Yeah.
Being honest.
Yeah, that'd be way better.
Yeah.
It would have been, but yeah.
Or like, oh, but. Yeah. But it was none of those. It was just Butts.
Yeah.
His dad works there, though.
Does he?
Yeah. I think he does, like, something dumb or made up or both.
Do you think he knows something?
Probably not. But maybe. We could ask him.
Probably just knows butts.
Nice.
It's a good day.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
Ben nailed it.
10 out of 10, Ben. I mean, we just rode all the way here. If I had to guess, I saw Sam. Well, we all saw Sam, and there's a thing, the ceremonies today, so Butts has to be there. There's gonna be so many girls, he's not gonna miss it.
You guys wanna? I'm gonna stay here again tonight. You guys wanna camp out?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm.
Yeah. What if it does it again?
Then you guys will be here and we can all watch it.
Yeah. Did you go out, or did you just stay inside?
I mean, I looked out.
We didn't leave the truck.
No.
Maybe we can leave the truck.
Maybe.
Maybe we
wanna
can
video
drive the
camera.
trucks.
I don't know. Yeah, okay.
Maybe Butts has a video camera. Is that what you're saying?
Well, if I didn't get out, but if
Sam.
we wanted to video it and not have to be out there, maybe
Maybe Sam.
if we
had
had
one? I think she's loaded.
I mean, his mom does stuff,
Nope.
Yeah, she does.
Shut up, Jerry.
but
Gross.
she's like a doctor, doesn't she? Don't doctors have to have that stuff, like video?
I hope not.
I thought I don't know.
Not if what Jerry says is true. I mean, not if what Georgia says is true. I hope she doesn't have to film that. That's gross. She's an old person doctor.
Okay.
Oh, he's so innocent.
Oh, I love him. So do you guys want to? Do you want to just bail and go see if Butts knows anything about the loop, or his dad, or has a video camera that we can borrow?
I mean, we got till 10, so
What time is it now?
not 10.
Fair.
I left my watch at home.
Ben, what time
It
is
was,
it?
it was broken anyway.
It's five. It's either 5:03 or 5:08.
Okay. So we have like 4 hours, and then we gotta leave. So you guys want to hang out? I got something I gotta tell you, but this is the first time we've been back here, and it can only be said inside.
Okay, yeah. I'll go up in first, guys.
Okay.
And he starts to climb up into the kind of rope ladder that you guys have set up to get the 10 feet. It takes Ben much longer than it will take the two of you, as he's kind of moving on the ladder, and as he's about half the size of Jerry, he eventually makes it up there. And as you all kind of walk in, you see Ben quickly hide the headless teddy bear that you know he sleeps with among his camping gear, his sleeping bag.
In the empty bag of Reese's. He stuffs them in
No,
the
the
holes.
Reese's are 100% there. Like, there's no way that Ben touched Jerry's Reese's Pieces. Like, no way.
Yeah. So he there's like a rope, and he pulls the door of this thing closed, and he goes, "Guys, okay, listen. This is super important. Remember the time that we punched the bully, and we fought everyone, and then there was the kids ran away. Remember, like a few weeks ago, the Predator.
Rob and I hid, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I know. So Jerry, remember?
Yeah.
Okay. And then when everyone ran away, and then Chris came back, and he was all like, and he like makes his best zombie impression. And then you guys were like, we should get out of here. And I was like, no, but what about what's back here? And you were like, no, we should get out of here. And I was like, oh, no. You remember?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I was the last one to go. And I looked behind me, and I swear to God, Scout's honor, I saw the Predator.
Shut up. You did not see the Predator.
He was on top of something, and I saw the red eyes, and I could hear the... I heard it. I'm not even kidding, Jerry. Why would I make that up? I think that's what Chris saw. Why else would he be acting crazy?
It's not funny at all.
I don't think...
sleep out here tonight.
I don't think Barney and Dutch left. I think the Predator got him. Guys, no fooling. I'm serious.
This isn't a really funny joke.
It's not a joke. I saw it. I saw his red eyes. I saw something crouching in the darkness, and I could hear and I could see him. And then I saw the red eyes, and I was like, "Oh shit!" And then I left with you guys.
Jerry, you would notice now that Ben's eyes are completely on you, as if seeing whether or not you're buying this.
Yeah, Jerry's like trying to act nonchalant, but he's clearly getting irritated with Mitch. Like you can see it on his face. And as Mitch pushes Jerry eventually, he's like, "Shut up! Look, you don't even tell anyone we fought those kids."
No, I know. That's why I said it can't be. We had to say it here.
We weren't even there.
I know.
Right? Like, and there's no Predator. That's stupid.
What if there is?
It's a movie.
It's a movie, Mitch.
Where's Dutch and Barney?
I don't know. They probably just like pissed off that they're not the top dogs anymore.
Why is Chris crazy? We beat up Dutch and Barney, and then Chris ran away and came back crazy. What makes you crazy? Seeing the Predator.
I think they were always crazy, okay? What were they trying to do with Veronica out there?
Yeah. What were they trying to...
I don't know.
I don't know.
Right,
Fine.
it's messed up. But if the cops find out we were out there and we did what we did, we're going to be in a lot of shit.
Fine. But if the Predator comes and you get seen by the Predator and then you go crazy, I told you so.
Fine, whatever.
Fine.
Predator comes, just come knock on my door and I'll save you like always.
Fine. I hope the Predator gets you, jerk. You
Ben
see, like,
looks-
Mitch, like, he picks up a wrench and he goes to work on what is clearly a robot.
Ben looks at Jerry and says, I'll probably show up if you know, that's like if that happens, I'll ride up to your house.
Whatever, Ben. Just help Mitch. Jerry will like plop down on his bean bags.
Housing some Reese's. Just stress eats Reese's.
I'm eating my feelings.
Okay.
Shut up,
so,
Mitch!
Yeah, to advance the narrative, we're going to say that at 6 o'clock, 6:30, the festivities begin for the first night of the Independence Day shindig here in Garrett. And if, as we already have the popular kids inserted here at the main street, we will be able to, I'm just going to ask Ben, Jerry, and Mitch, are you guys going to ride back into town? Okay. So as you're riding back into town, you guys are driving in the Rabbit with Veronica, and you guys are literally just riding around town. She has no direction in which she's going. She's just listening to music as she goes. And that's also a good time for me to tell everybody to cue up Janet Jackson's Control as we're driving around Garrett. And at one point, she drives up behind a liquor store, honks her horn, and even with the two of you in the car, a clerk comes out, about 23, 24, walks out, long, party in the back haircut, leans onto the side, and kind of presents a bottle to Veronica as if he is giving her his hand in marriage, or if she were a duelist, a pistol. And as he drops the bottle to her side, she takes it and gives him a 20. And you guys are back out on the road.
So you drinking tonight?
She's just looking at herself in the mirror.
She just kind of glances back at George.
He leans into your ear and says, "Destructive behavior. It happens all the time. Dramatic experiences. She's reaching out to you, sister to sister."
Are you going anywhere after the festivities tonight?
She makes a left.
Good talk.
So this is more for Haley. Did Veronica ever have a boyfriend or anything like that? That you think? Or is she a single gal?
She's more of like fling kind of girl. She tried dating once and just didn't go right for her. So she's like, basically like, guys won't treat me right, so I won't treat them right. It's kind of how she looks at it.
Very destructive. It's a pattern. So he's not going to bring up anything. He's like, well, what about that one dude? Or, hey, I don't know, the Spanish twin of George Butts. But
she doesn't try to bring up more conversation with her. She just doesn't want to push her.
Yeah, what would end up happening is you guys would drive back into the middle of Garrett where you were at the main street, and once again into the slanted parking space. Only this time she would turn and put her arm up on the headrest, obscuring George from the back seat, and she would look at the passenger side at Sam and say, "I'm going to be back here at 11 o'clock to pick you up. Okay?
Where are you going?"
Where you aren't?
Okay. Have fun. Be smart. Okay.
Just a little cup, just a few shoulder shakes to Janet.
Yeah, she just gets out and she's kind of shrugs.
Okay, so as you guys get out and the rabbit pulls off, taking Janet with them, you guys would also be privy to the approach of not one, not two, but 3 of the 4 bike boys as Mitch, Ben, and Jerry cruise down into Main Street Garrett.
Oh, like who it is.
Oh no. Is this good or bad?
We'll find out when they get here, I guess.
Alrighty.
Greg, what song are we listening to?
Currently, it's Control by Janet Jackson. Just
making sure.
Taking the end of it. Yeah.
Are they visible, Sam and Butts?
Oh yeah, you can see them.
You don't even have a first nine
We're
anymore.
sure, so.
Yeah. I think, I think with probably Jerry in the front, we'd race up to them, and do the cool thing that that George wanted to do, where we like, because we don't have the nice bikes that have like handbrakes, right? We kick back on the pedal and then the ass end of the bike and stop, all like as if we planned this. Some synchronous bike rides right in front of the two of them.
I want everybody to roll either a move or a force.
Done.
And I am going to spend Ben's pride on this because he is fucking having a day. He's having a great day.
Both Jerry and I got double successes.
So with pinpoint Blue Angel fucking precision, these three guys slide in like front wheel to back wheel at the end of the slide, almost a full 180-degree turn as they all spin in perfect unison. And even Ben looks cool as he looks up at Jerry for approval.
Yeah. Jerry's gotta give it. He hits him down low.
Sam pretends to not be impressed.
But she's super
George doesn't have to
impressed.
pretend not to be impressed. He's just jealous.
Yeah.
She does that thing that girls do. She's like, I think you're cool.
And as soon as you plant the left foot down, he's like, "Butts, hey, your dad works as a loop, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Is it yours?
What?
Hi to you too, by the way.
Hey Sam. So last night the loop made a weird noise. What did your dad know anything about it?
Yeah, he told me like, oh man, this super cool noise. Yeah. He was all about it. He's just like, man, it's so cool and it's so great. It's the best noise ever.
Yeah, but what does it do?
Hey, Butts,
It does noise.
you ever not been a dill hole in your life?
Have you ever taken a shower in your life?
Yeah, when I was done with your mom.
Oh man, you have to
gross.
go to therapy. Oof.
Yuck. Everyone, that was bad on all parts. Anyway, man.
Yeah.
Seriously.
No, I haven't seen my dad in like 2 days. He's always busy, and I'm always like doing stuff, you know.
Okay, did you guys hear the loop noise last night?
I mean, I woke up at one point.
Yeah, let's have a comprehend by George and Sam.
I'm not cool. It works.
Now that it's brought to your attention, you guys both remember that you're not sure exactly what time it was, but you remember being kind of aware of a very loud or awkward or different sounding sound coming from the loop.
Yeah, I remember a weird sound, kind of, I guess.
Yeah, I just thought it was like a radio or something.
No, it's definitely the loop.
It was definitely a loop.
Yeah.
We should tell him.
But like
Tell us what.
the whole thing?
Yeah. I don't know.
Hey guys, you gonna tell us, or you gonna be all secretive, like right in front of us? Because that's not cool.
So, there's a super cool place that is a super secret, and you can't tell anyone about it, but it's super neat, and it's like a bunch of Magnetrinic trucks. And last night,
You mean where they all are at? Where everybody knows they are?
shut up, butts. Not that place. Anyway, Ben was there last night, and he said that at exactly 10 o'clock, they all turned on and floated.
Listen. And he goes over and he pulls the tape recorder, like the box rectangle tape recorder, out of his bag. And he goes over and he plays it. And when he plays it, you hear the of these very distinct tonal patterns. And again, every 3 to 5 seconds, you guys hear, "Oh my God."
You're really looking to recording
Yeah,
for a
that was
job
it.
in the future.
I taped over Purple Rain for that, but
It'll be on the radio again. You know, you'll be able to catch it up. Sure.
I love Ben.
Hey, what do I dump them?
I love Ben so much. I'm sorry.
So it was a bunch of
Besides-
wubs.
Yeah, but
So
what if 10 o'clock? I don't remember because I was asleep. But what if 10 o'clock was the exact same time that the loop made that noise?
Maybe a lot of weird stuff happens there.
Right, but so listen. God, you're dumb. So if the loop,
I'm
makes-
agreeing with you.
I know, but
Dilly.
you're still dumb. If the loop made a noise, which
I
is
have
just
three
normal
mind-
weird, which is just normal weird, why would it turn on the Magnetrinic trucks?
Nothing's a coincidence that comes out of there, right? Isn't it like their whole thing is supposed to be smart and sciencey, so of course it has to be linked, right? They're probably meant to do it.
But why?
Why don't you become a scientist to go to the loop?
I don't have 10 years.
No?
I need to know now. What if it happens again?
Okay, well, like, did anything bad happen?
I don't know. Ben?
Okay.
You guys could come camp out with us tonight.
Ben.
Are we invited to your secret fortress?
I guess now.
Called the Falcon, but yeah.
Falcon?
Secret Fortress.
Like the perennial falcon?
What?
When?
Oh my
When?
god, I hate you so much.
Like how you both went, what?
Yeah. Yeah, like Captain Pickard is there?
Shh, just
Oh, wait,
stop.
I'm with Generation Early.
Just stop.
Alright.
Just
Lieutenant
Sam's
Spock.
trying not to correct you. Like you see her like ham lift a little bit. To,
And then,
like,
and then he like goes back.
you're so dumb. Yeah, I guess. Oh, the other thing was, does either one of you, does your mom and dad have like a video camera?
I think so. My mom's a therapist, and I don't.
Gross. Just can you get it
Yeah, I'm sure.
with like a new tape?
We might have to tape. I don't know. We might have to tape over. We might have to rewind it. And
Don't tip over Purple Rain.
Not again. Yeah. How about that? How about you get it? Because what we think we do is we'll put it on like somewhere else, and then we'll point it to the super secret cool hideout that you can't tell anyone else about ever. And then if the noise happens again, and then the trucks start to move, we can film it and see if anything happens. Because Ben didn't go outside, and that way we don't have to go outside.
okay.
Well, my sister's supposed to pick us up at 11.
I mean, based on what happened right before she dropped us off, I don't know if she's gonna be reliable.
True.
Should she really be driving with us in the vehicle? I mean, maybe we need to find your sister at some point, but
Just ditch her.
Right, should bring us to your Falcon.
It's the Falcon, but sure, yeah.
That.
Ben
You know what it is.
narrows his eyes a bit at Sam as if she deliberately said Falcon. And it's like he's reading her for just a moment. And then
She was definitely looking at the ground after she was like, yeah, look at that.
You know what it is.
okay, so here's the question. We have 4 bikes and 5 kids because Sam doesn't have her bike, presumably in town.
Yeah,
How
it's
would
at
you
my
like to go
house.
about that?
Who's biking in on, Sam?
Oh boy.
Actually, you know what? Does butts have pegs?
I was about to ask if he does.
I don't think he does. I was gonna say she could hop on his handlebars, but yeah, like there's like
God,
yeah,
no.
that's not gonna happen. Yeah.
You could barely use your brakes. Never mind. Ride with a person on there.
The brakes were just fine. You weren't there. Shut your hole.
Does Mitch have pegs?
Mitch has pegs, as described in episode 1.
Mitch likes
She
keeping
doesn't-
pegs.
Yeah, she doesn't want to ride with Jerry. She's still pissed at you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's fitting.
No, Jerry has he has a bicycle card in his. He has a bicycle playing card in his. Because it sounds cool. I think Mitch might be the only one with pegs. But they're like shitty. They're like pipes that he made himself on the bike.
Will I fall off of your pegs?
Can you hold on?
Can I ride your pegs
Yeah.
to your falcon? She like
Wait,
directly looks
Don't
at
we need to
Finn.
get the camera? What we could do is we can stop by your house. You get your bike, and we get the camera. And then
That
we go
works too.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Yeah. How's that for being so smart? Okay.
I don't know, how is it?
It's.
Did it hurt?
I feel like you're projecting a lot there. You know? Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Having some self-esteem issues?
I'm fine. I made a robot.
If you ever want to talk, you know, I'll show you one.
Shut up, butts.
Girls.
Hop, listen, shut up. I hate you so much. Hop on. We'll go to your house. We'll get the camera. You get your bike. We'll go back to the cool secret super hideout you can't tell anyone ever about. And then we'll do the video camera stuff. And we'll see if it makes a noise.
Okay.
Do this.
Jerry. Hey. Jerry.
What?
Should I tell him about the other thing?
Yeah, you go ahead.
Yeah?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay. I can't tell him here. He's going to wait till the super secret hideout. Guys, I have something super important to tell you once we get to the Falcon.
Why can't you tell us now?
Astro Train. Because remember the time of the movies?
Yes.
'Cause
Hey. Okay, yeah.
Get on. And like he puts the bike, he like moves the ass end of the bike towards you where the pegs are. He's like, let's go.
And she gets on and awkwardly tries to find a good spot to hold on without being like too close to you.
Perfect.
Grabs like the straps of the vest part, just scrunches it all up together.
You're just holding on to this.
And as this seems the appropriate place to do this, with the awkwardness of the situation and the mention of Astro Train, everybody on your playlist cue up Stan Bush's The Touch as we decide to
Fuck you,
ride.
Greg.
Every song that you said, like, I've been in the middle of already.
Perfect.
To restart it.
As you guys ride to the good section of town, pick up Sam's bike. And Sam, why don't you describe your bike to us as we've seen everybody else's?
She has like a basic beach cruiser. She's got like the little basket in it. Which she normally carries, like, she'll put her purse in it or various other things, but it's pretty simplistic and cutesy. Like, it's a teal kind of color. It's nothing. It's higher end, but it's not super decked out or anything.
Question. Does it have streamers, a basket, or those little beads that tick, 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 tick as you ride?
It just has the basket. It doesn't
Okay.
have the streamers. Though, if you look close enough, you'll see that streamers were cut off.
They just got cut off. Perfect.
Fantastic. Okay, and as there is no way I'm going to allow this to progress without this description, George, when we get to Chateau Butts, describe for us the house, and I know what it is, but I want everybody else to know. Give us the rundown, man.
Sure.
Yeah.
So it's a fairly big house. It's definitely a bigger house. It's got a decent lawn and everything. It has a bit of a, I don't want to say mid-century. It's probably actually more like 70s style. It's got like wings on it, like, the east wing and the west wing, if you will. There's shrubbery, sculptures everywhere. Duck, gorilla, there's a turtle. There's something that looks like a flower but doesn't look like a flower. And then we probably go around the back, and there's definitely a jacuzzi.
Like the prototypical 80s jacuzzi that's on like the brick walkway.
Yeah,
that leads
exactly.
up to it, that it has like brick built in, like candle abra type things, so you can set for party illumination or patio illumination.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. I love it. I love everything about it. The thing that's carved like cut like a flower but not a flower. It's fucking fantastic. Okay. So are you bringing everybody in? Your parents aren't there.
Yeah.
So You know, your dad's at the Loop and your mom's down at the town working with everything. Does George have any siblings?
Nope, he is an only child, and he definitely doesn't let the bike boys in, the ruffians, the wrong side of the track boys. He's like, Sam, I'm gonna need your help real quick.
Yeah.
And so they sneak into his mom's office, and it's got like pillows. It's got like foam, like triangle pillows for what you can imagine for, stretching, and sometimes you got to have the proper elevation.
The Liberator.
Gross.
God damn it, Mike.
But then, like in the same, like I'm sure like the camera's in like a cabinet or something, and it might not even be locked. But there's definitely like books with pictures, and it's totally normal for Butts, for George. He's used to it. He grew up in this. I don't know if Sam's ever been in the office or not.
Probably
Snuck in there at one point for sure. And there's things in there that George doesn't know what they really are, but he can infer.
It's a very open household.
Yeah. The mom's no, we haven't run into Gina yet, but she's very I don't want to say hippie because hippie's the wrong word, but she's very liberty based, like just I don't know, like a little bit yuppie, a little bit hippie and yuppie, but yeah. But anyway, so they finally find the tape recorder in there. It's probably the big one too, like the one that's it's you got to put it like on your shoulder. Exactly. Yep. Definitely find one of those and a bunch of random tapes. He doesn't even try to look if they're empty or not, if they're blank.
Okay. So you're able to grab all of this, and meanwhile, out in the kind of front yard area where the wrong side of the track boys were left, Ben is just staring at the shrubbery that is a flower but not a flower, and his head's kind of cocked sideways, and several times he turns back to Mitch and Jerry, like wanting to ask them, but he doesn't. He turns back and continues to look at it. Are you guys doing anything while you wait for George and Sam to get out here?
What do you think they do in there?
Actually, sorry to interrupt, but you guys would definitely see that in the garage is a 69 Ford Mustang, cherry red. Very nice. It's definitely his dad's car.
Do you see that car?
Yeah.
Jerry's like continuing the conversation, but he's got his back turned to the other two as he waters the flowers. No, I don't care about Butts' crap.
Yeah, but like, check this out. And you hear the bike fall. And Mitch is walking towards the garage. This is nice.
That's got Jerry's attention. You should like spit on it.
What? No. Look at this. And he opens the hood of the car. Look. Guys. I'm just saying.
Ben's absolutely looking.
And it's like the cleanest engine you've ever seen. It's like super taken care of.
Like sometimes, guys, you remember, a Garrett Auto down the street? Sometimes, don't tell anyone though. Sometimes Jim teaches me how to work on cars, and that's how I get free comic books. But like, I get to work on the cars when no one, they drop them off, and then I can work on them. Nothing like this though. Look at this. Look how clean it is. I wonder if he's ever driven it.
Probably not. It's just like substitute for his ding dong.
How do you substitute it?
Guys, you remember that? You remember that movie Ferris Bueller?
Yeah.
Imagine if we like stole this and took it around town like in the movie. How cool would that be? Not right now. Like they were right in the house. So here it start up. It's gonna be loud.
Yeah, but no, could you?
Probably.
Without like a key?
Probably. Sure, I can figure it out. I mean, build a robot after all. What's hard about taking a car?
Ben looks at Jerry.
Yeah, you also saw a predator, okay?
I've told you the predator was real! And you probably hear that from the garage.
That's what you guys come back around the side of the house to. I told you the predator was real.
What are you guys doing? Get out of here. My bag's car's gonna fucking kill me. You opened the fucking hood?
Yeah.
Rejects. Come on. Let's go.
What's cool about the inside of the car? It's just the inside of the car. Don't. You don't even know anything about cars. And he walks out. He picks up his bike.
Okay, so we will once again fast forward the narrative as you all ride through the town again. This time, several streets have been blocked off to automobile traffic as ice cream trucks and barbecues have been set up. As you can see that there are lobster pots and there are corncob pits all over the place as people are in full swing. Even though this is July the 2nd, it is the first night of the weekend of an extended holiday vacation here in Garrett. And as everyone kind of looks, you see people from class, you see people from the school and your, friends of your parents, clients of Dr. Butts. And as you all pass through, the boys from the other side of the tracks lead you down to the mag truck graveyard.
Okay.
Said this was a secret place. Everybody knows where this is.
Yeah. Obviously, Butts hide in plain sight. Right, Ben?
Yep.
This way. Come on. And he leads them all the way to the bike where it's probably several identical 3x3 banded trailers, and they just know which one theirs is, and they get over to that one and waiting for the oohs and ahs. It's this one.
Neat.
I know.
Wow. This is the Falcon.
Falcon. Shut up. God. Ugh. And he starts to climb up and he throws the door open. Come on.
I have to climb up there.
I'll hold the ladder for you. And he kind of wraps himself on the bottom rung and gets on all fours to kind of tether the...
You see Mitch looking down at you like, what? Yeah. Are you just gonna hang out outside of it? What's cool about the outside of a Magnetrinic truck?
What's so great about the inside of a car? What's so great about the inside of a Magnetrinic?
It's how it runs.
What's about what?
What can you even do inside of a car?
A lot of stuff.
Whatever.
While
You
they're
corner now.
bickering back and forth, Sam goes ahead and climbs in and kind of pushes Mitch out of her way to kind of look at what the inside's like.
It's as explained before.
It's a shithole. But it's a sci-fi awesome shithole.
Mm.
And because it has a theme song of its very own,
Does it?
it does. Go ahead and, if you are in the mood, the talking heads can cue back up for it.
Wow, what a hunk of junk.
Yeah,
See, that was from that movie Star Trek. See?
Ben's face lit up when you said that and then dropped when you continued your...
I feel like I could just push you off this and no one would care.
No.
That's not true.
Whatever. Close the door.
Please.
It's about 9 o'clock at this point.
His eye looks to George and then to the ground and then back to George. Please.
And he closes the door.
Okay, listen. Jerry, you sure?
Oh yeah, tell them. They totally believe
Okay,
me like I
guys.
did.
You can't say this anywhere outside here. Super serious. You remember that time after the Predator with your sister? And he looks at Sam. And then we fought off the guys. And then Chris came back and he was all like, "Ah."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I was the last one to leave. I shit you not. I saw a Predator.
are you talking about, dude?
Okay,
Yeah,
so-
we all just saw Predator
No,
that
shut
night.
up, George, idiot.
Fine.
It was red eyes. And it was glowing, and I could hear it. I could hear the noise.
Oh, we saw the movie.
No, outside, idiot. Like that's why Chris was. No, that's why Chris was freaked out. I think he saw it too. I don't think Barney and Dutch are missing.
You think they got taken or whatever by the predator?
Yeah.
But why?
I
Why is
don't
nobody
know.
else gone missing?
Who knows?
It's been 3 weeks.
Yeah. I'm sure Predator's hungry. If he did take them, he's gonna need more food.
That's really true. That's super true.
That's kind of true. But like, what about the goo?
There was a lot of
feel-
blood and body fluids, I just thought.
I feel like you're just having nightmares and it's like seeping into reality for you or something.
No, it was
'Cause
super
it's-
real. Like it wasn't. I didn't.
So, Mitch, what happens when you go through a traumatic thing is like you start to have to rationalize what you're feeling, and it's okay to not understand what you're feeling. If you want to talk about it, we can talk about it.
I think the predator scared him a bit more than he's letting on.
I think so too, and it's okay to be afraid of a movie. Okay, it's it was really good effects and really good acting.
You're the worst.
Hey, your stream died.
Nah, it'll be right back.
Okay.
OBS has been doing a thing.
Okay. They got predated.
Well, fuck. I need to stop using OBS.
Do you use OBS or OBS Studio?
OBS Studio.
I heard Streamlabs is good.
Yeah, I've heard it too.
I use it. It's pretty good.
It's back.
I mean, it's okay. It's all right.
It wasn't a dream. Like, I swear. He was standing up there, he was like hunched over, and I could see his red eyes, and I could hear the noises, and he was there. Like,
I don't know.
why else is Chris crazy now?
I mean,
I think he's feeling guilty.
what they did to my sister
Yeah.
and what y'all did back to them,
And then his
Yeah, but-
friends skipped town.
But, like, I'm just being sensitive. They didn't actually do anything, right? Why
They
would that-
took my sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, but why would that put him in a crazy ward?
I don't know.
Same.
Sometimes there's this thing called guilt. Okay, and then it really weighs heavy on your soul, and you can't handle it, and you have to.
Listen,
know,
I'm just
stuff like
saying, I saw Predator, and if you don't believe me, and the Predator comes back and starts snatching up people, I told you so.
Hide your children, hide your wives, hide your husbands too.
And what are you going to do if it does exist and it comes?
I'm gonna tell you I told you so and run. It's a goddamn Predator.
I'm going to Jerry's.
Yeah.
Does
saw-
Jerry's
I saw most
smell
of the
like
movie.
this corner?
You bet your ass it does.
Oh, so it does smell like ass. Yeah, that's what I was smelling.
Anyway, whatever. Let's set up the camera. You know how to use that thing?
Yeah, of course. And you see him like, he's just pressing buttons.
Well, set it up.
I am
set it
working
up.
on it.
You set it outside.
Okay, where?
Wherever.
Wait. First off, would anybody know how to use the camera? As this is not this is not now where you can just take your phone and hit a button and get something. This
Right.
is a lot of work going into this NASA type construction. I will take a tinker roll if somebody wants to try to use this.
I can figure it out, but I don't know how to use it. I know every single possible function.
You've got it on a timer. You've got the tracking nailed within about 30 seconds.
But it's like George is like, and it starts whirring. He's like,
Yeah,
the side ejects. He puts it back. Just give me it, man.
it's broken.
And it's not. You're just an idiot. Hold on. And he puts it down on the workbench. That's definitely has a robot on it. And he starts. He's here. Just did you, like, get a tripod or anything?
No. Can you look? You're okay. If you're so smart,
Fine.
to make one.
I can't just make a tripod. What am I, MacGyver? And he like takes it.
Yes.
And he like tucks it under his jacket and like puts his arm around it and he like one hands down the ladder to go put it on like a rock or another Magnetrine or like a broken down car to like get it just
Sam
right.
watches to see if you fall.
Graceful like a cat.
We've been up and down this quite a bit. He makes it.
A girl can hope.
Yeah, I mean, we brought all this stuff in here, so we gotta one hand a lot of things. So he puts it down on another vehicle, and like you can see him like position it like a dad, and he looks in the viewfinder, and then he positions and looks in the viewfinder. He's like, all right, I think I got it. Ben, what time is it?
Nine 9:43 or 9:48.
Okay. And he sets the timer. He takes a guess and sets the timer for 15 minutes. To start recording in 15 minutes. And then you see him run back over and back up the thing. And then he's like, and closes the door.
Do you guys want to stay in here? Or do you want to watch from outside?
Well, yeah, are we supposed to be here to observe? So shouldn't we be outside, or what? Or is it safer to be in here?
I don't
Everything's
know.
gonna move.
I was in here last night. I stayed here by myself. I slept by myself.
Ben said it moved. And he said that it has like you know how like when the Magnetrines they go and there's no anything? He said that when it lifted up, there was like wind. And it like moved everything around.
Why would you want to be in here? There's stuff that could fall
No,
around.
there's wind outside.
Outside. It just kind of like it moved a little bit in here.
That's why. That's why it's such a mess.
Sure.
She kind of glances at Jerry.
So, roughly, like 17 minutes later, you guys hear from the loop. George would probably recognize this more than anybody else, as his house would be the closest one to the loop, just geographically. But it's a loud as this, almost like a crank siren, kind of cues up. And as soon as that happens, you guys hear the rush of wind, and the entire contraption that is the Falcon and its surrounding or shielding mag trucks begins to vibrate. And you can tell by Ben's face it's a little bit more violent than perhaps what he had either predicted or experienced the night before, as he immediately gets on all fours as this place starts to shake, and you all are kind of like balancing yourself and grabbing the walls of the inside of this place. And though you can't, or though the door isn't open, it's not perfectly fit anymore, as some of the weathering and stripping have kind of given way. You can see bright flashes from outside, and less than a minute later, it's over.
Hell, man, that sounds nothing like your recording. It was way louder.
It was
Yeah,
louder than I.
It was nuts, guys. Let's go check the tape, though.
That was super different than what you said.
That was super awesome.
Yeah. Well, let's go check the tape. See how well you set that up and see what the hell happened.
When you guys kick open the door and go down the rope ladder, where before it was like an infield with the loose dirt that had blown away all the grass and the weeds, now there looks like to be a fused patch of earth. The only type of comparison to make is when a large area of mud bakes in the sun and becomes almost smooth. When you guys touch it, you can actually hear your footfalls. It's that dense as you kind of clop over towards where the camera is set up.
Guys, this is like a laser.
A laser?
Yeah, a laser.
Lasers aren't even real.
Whatever. You don't know.
Neither do you. Let's check the tape, though.
Okay. Can you do that part at least?
No. If you're so skeptical, why don't you just do it?
Fine. He like rewinds it. Sorry, Greg, what's the noise it makes when you rewind? And then he plays it back. But it has to be one of those old ones, right? It doesn't have the flip side. So he's looking in the viewfinder to like...
You have to look in the viewfinder.
Yeah. So he's looking at the viewfinder to see this thing.
So who's looking in first? Mitch, you're experiencing this first?
Yeah, I think Mitch is looking at it first because George just sassed him.
Okay, so the experience would be the same for anybody who subsequently looks through the viewfinder. You can see, and you can see the little kind of tick of the audio that the microphone did pick up these tonal qualities down here at the ground level that seem to have been just kind of blurred out where you all were in the middle of the mag trucks. But here on the outside, while you can see the whip of the wind, you also notice that individual mag pods illuminate in circular lights that seem to beat in a sequence at different intervals during this roughly 43 second burst. And you see this whoop, 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 whoop. And each time one of these lights light up and the circle begins to light, you hear a different tone come out or be recorded by the camera. We'll say that you guys all take turns, and you've all now seen it as Ben takes his eye away from it, the last one to look.
Well, it wasn't the predator, so that's good.
Right? Well,
No. One's getting zombified. Ugh.
But what exactly was happening?
I hate you so much. I don't know. But it was super weird though, right?
Yeah.
It's like Close Encounters.
That's what I thought. It was like Close Encounters.
What's close encounter?
Ben's eyes narrow as he looks for a minute at George and then casts a quick glance at Sam and dusts off of her gaze really quick.
It's a movie, George.
Okay, what's it about?
Aliens.
Aliens?
And then the aliens, and then like the aliens come down, and like there's like a bunch of red light, and then like a kid comes out, and he's like, oh, what is this? And then like a guy starts like seeing weird stuff, and he makes a mountain out of mashed potatoes. But anyway, at the end of the movie, the aliens like they land, and they do like a noise, like bom 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 bom, and then
like
the scientists have to play it on the piano back to them, and that's how they talk by music, I think.
That's touching.
Yeah.
But this didn't sound like that, though.
But like kinda like the lit up like that and then made noise.
So you're saying that's aliens?
Maybe.
Should we maybe get the hell away from here?
The Predator was an alien.
I slept here last night.
Yeah.
It also wasn't the same last night, right? You said
it
last night was less
didn't
intense.
need Ben. I mean,
Yeah, but can you blame it? No. I'm sorry.
man, you're just. Yeah, we get it.
So what do you guys think? Do you think it's like Close Encounters? Close Encounters?
I think it's like Close Encounters. It's like just like that. It's like the same kind of noises and everything, but there was like too many. It wasn't like bom 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 bom. It was just like bom bom bom. It was like different noises.
Well,
It
it
started
really
with
has-
the loop noise.
Yeah. Has something to do with the loop.
Yeah, no, I know. That's what I'm saying.
And it's late.
Maybe the loop's run by aliens.
You said your dad hasn't been home in a few days, right?
Yeah, he's that's common though. Like he just works.
Yeah, I mean, my dad works in the loop too. He hasn't been home in a while.
In a while or in a few days?
A little while.
Okay. I'm sure he's working on something. He could be working on this project.
Maybe.
Yeah.
He said it was something big. He said it was a big deal.
Not that would seem pretty big.
Yeah.
Aliens is a big deal.
It is a pretty big deal. Yeah, no, I know. Like,
I don't think it's aliens. Let's not jump too far ahead yet.
Aliens, predators.
I mean, like, what
is
if?
this?
But like, listen, what if it was aliens and one of them escaped and it was the predator?
What if they fight?
They're creating the predator. They go and see the movie and they release it the same day as the movie comes out.
Maybe they didn't release it.
I don't
It
think.
escapes the same day that the movie comes out. That's insane. Do you hear how that's insane?
Shut up,
No.
stupid girl.
You're gonna stop telling people to shut up, right? Okay. But no, that's insane. Like the scene in The Predator is absurd. The noise thing is weird, but I doubt that they're creating something that escapes and is possibly killing people.
Nobody got killed, okay?
That we know of.
All we know is those two boys, they're just gone.
On a fishing trip.
Who told
I don't
you
know
that?
them. Did someone tell you it was a fishing trip?
Yeah, that's like the rumor going around. They went on a fishing trip. You ever heard that?
A bunch of adults are saying it.
Yeah. They said, oh, they talk about fishing all the time, and they left and went on a fishing trip.
People are probably just trying to find solutions to.
Yeah, but no one's trying to
Craziness.
find them. They just said, oh, they went on a fishing trip, and then everyone stopped looking.
Yeah, because they'll just come back at some point. It's fine.
Unless the predator got them, and they don't come back ever.
Fine too.
They could be dead, George.
Oh, they're not dead. Calm down.
Whatever, man. I'm just saying, that was super weird. This was super weird.
Okay, so what do we do about this? Something weird's going on.
I don't know, man.
We just like wait for this to happen again tomorrow night, or do we go to the loop?
I don't think we can get in a loop. But maybe tomorrow night. Like, it was different last night than it was today.
So we just record every night for the next week or something? What are you planning?
Look, I don't know. I didn't get that far.
What happens? Like as it increases or something, like it changes every night.
Who knows?
Like, what happens if it gets worse?
What if it explodes the whole town? I don't know. It's only day 2.
I wasn't here 2 nights ago, so I mean, I don't know how long it's been going on.
I only heard the noise last night.
I didn't hear that either.
So, what do we do?
I'm open to ideas. Why is everyone looking at me?
You're the one spouting nonsense.
You're the one who's so curious about this.
I just said it might be aliens.
You said something about playing a piano. Can anybody play a piano?
No.
Yes.
When did piano get brought up?
With the close encounters
Close
of the Third
encounters.
With the closed encounter tables.
Close encounters.
Third kind.
Closet encounters.
Closet encounters. Yeah.
That's what I was waiting for.
I mean, I went to music classes, classical stuff. So
Should we try to talk, or what if it's a message, or like in Close Encounters? Close Encounters.
then we have a little chat with the aliens.
Like, hey, Butts, how good are you at music? Like, real good, or like?
Like pretty good.
So, like, if you listen to it like a few more times, can you figure out what the notes are? Could you write them down? Could you do like? I know like just like the face. That's all I know though. That was from school.
Yeah, I probably could.
Yeah. Okay.
Probably.
And he hands you the recorder again.
Okay. And he plays it again to see if he can get the cadence and everything and the notes and the pitches. And
Okay, roll a comprehend for me. And I will remind you that if you want to use your pride, you can do so after the roll. You can use a luck if you want to re-roll failed die as well.
Also, we're at 10 out of 10 retweets, which means you get a free +1 dice. So if you want,
I will use the free +1. So if you don't mind, I'll just add a 1 to my comprehend.
Go right ahead.
But my pride and iconic and all that, I have a success.
It takes you a while, and you're right around 10:45, 10:50 when you're pretty sure you have the notes figured out for how this is coming through. It's very odd though. You're having to listen to, there's like a note inside this jumble of tonal noise, but once it kind of gets going, about midway through, you can hear a note. And as you write all of these down, you're able to kind of get them pretty much where they need to be. But the thing that you're able to figure out more than anything else, George, with your comprehend roll is as you're watching over and over again and listening and listening and listening, and you get the notes down, you notice that as each of these pods light up, beneath them, you see the ground being affected in waves, as if there is vibration being produced that is either making the note or an after effect of the note being produced.
I think he like sees it a couple times, and then on like one of the other ones is like, okay, I see it on every single time. So he says, guys, because when I was writing down the notes and everything and watching this a few times, what if it's the ground that's making the noise? Like, look at this dirt over here that we walked on. It's super, like, just hard. It's super dense. Maybe we should go look for more of these.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are we above the loop right now?
You're below it. You're south of the loop. You're south of like Maplehurst Mall on the map.
Yeah, maybe if we like follow the trail of the loop or the curve, we'll find more of this.
Well, where were the lights point? Well, I kind of figured, were the lights pointing in somewhere particular, or?
No, the lights just seem to be firing in a sequence, and
Okay.
below it, you saw you could see the ground ripple as each of these things fired off.
Yeah, maybe it's like in a kind of like a drop of water.
That's almost
It ripples
exactly
out.
what it looked like. Yep.
Let's maybe go in that kind of pattern and see what we find.
Wait, how many lights and notes were there?
Greg, how many would he have gotten at that point?
Yeah, you're right between like 18 and 24, and they're repeated in different times. But you more so than learning the notes, you learned the pattern of how they lit in that 12 to 14 light sequence underneath the ship.
And how many
Yes.
how many ships was it, Greg?
It was the entire bottom pod. So 3, 3, and 3, 9 total bottoms of ships were lighting off. So there was a lot of different mag pods that were firing off. But George looked at it enough and was able to figure out he could actually walk up to it right now and be like, that one, then that one, then that one back there, then this one. So George has the sequence figured out.
Okay. Yeah, I'm down. In fact, actually, he said, "Hey, so can you mind getting dirty,
I mean, like, how dirty are we talking here?
like on the ground?
Oh, that's fine.
You want to show me which ones they were that like went off and like what kind of order?"
Yeah, let's do this.
So once he's showing me underneath the truck, like what the order the pods went off in, I want to try to look and see if there's anything like weird about those pods, or like, you know, is there anything significant about the pods, or and also like I guess the ground, like if it's like differently marked underneath each one.
Roll me an investigate.
You got it. Investigate. Pachow! Success.
What you're able to figure out here is these mag pods have been deactivated and disconnected from the trucks above them. They are floating only because of the innate construction of the elements used in a mag pod. They shouldn't have energy at all. They shouldn't light up. They shouldn't do anything other than just sit there and float like the junk that they are.
So yeah, I think with the two of them underneath the truck, he kind of like rolls over. How high are they floating right now?
They're 10 feet up.
Oh, okay, yeah. So we can walk underneath that then. So yeah, he like turns to George and he's like, "Hey man, like I know you thought a lot of the shit I said was weird, but the pods aren't. There's no power.
What do you mean no power? I thought these things like always had power.
No, can you give me a boost?
Yeah, I guess. And he like does the finger lacing and
he
everything.
like plants a foot in there and lifts up, and then you see him like jam the pod over, and he like yanks a cable down, and it's completely disconnected. And he says, "They're all like this, man." And he kind of hops down.
So is that like remote, like, is it like pulses of electricity? Do you think?
Jerry said lasers don't exist, but I don't think that is. I don't think that's a thing. Like it works for like radios, but like you can't do power, wireless power. It's not a thing, man.
Wasn't there like a scientist that did that? He was like famous for it, or he was trying to be famous for it.
Is that a movie you saw?
No, like wasn't it in a class that we learned about?
I don't remember.
Nick Sparks.
Planning about building robots.
Would have figured you'd liked him if you're into electricity.
No, I'm into robots.
But they need electricity.
Whatever.
Yeah, like he has like a coil named after him or something.
Guys, and he like waves over everyone else.
It's 11 o'clock.
Fuck it.
What'd you find?
There's no power. None of the pods are hooked up. It shouldn't light up. It shouldn't float like a sight. It shouldn't do any of this stuff.
Maybe this is like some of the loop, like that's what the loops are famous for, right? Is they make these inventions, they make these things. Maybe it's like remote energy sourcing or something like that, or discharging or something. I don't know. I'm just using jargon. I'm hoping you're picking it up and like, spitballing for you.
Yeah, but then what makes this one so special? Why wouldn't it do it to all of them? If it was wireless energy, wouldn't it power like all of them on?
What if it's just dumb luck that just happened to hit those?
That's stupid.
Okay, what we'll do right now is that now that George has described everything and you guys have touched on the effects on the ground, I will allow everybody to make a comprehend roll at this point.
Everybody else or just everybody again?
Everybody.
Okay.
As you guys are deliberating, this is one of those moments where you can, as a group, kind of sit and...
So we got 2 successes, one from Jerry, one from Mitch.
And
Excuse me, I also got a
She has
Oh,
two
I didn't
successes.
see yours. Sorry, I wasn't scrolled up high enough. And 2 successes from Sam. Sorry.
2 successes, which was what you need a total of 4 for this one. So the 2 that came from Sam are the ones that put you guys where you need to be. With all of the information that you've gathered, both from the recording that Ben made the night before, that has a little bit more of the tonal element to it, and then the video that you've seen, coupled with everything that George found out underneath of the sequence and how things are fired, it takes you a moment to think about it, but this is definitely something that you would have heard about in your science class. It may potentially be beyond all of you, but George is right in that this type of energy dispersion, whether it be sound or vibrations or wireless energy or some type of coil, you have access to other people that can help you with this, just like you have access to adults, teachers. If you can think of anybody to take this information to, they can be used as a contact for you all to, and this is part of the mechanics of Tales from the Loop, solve the mystery that you're currently facing, as it's not expected that kids of this age would be or would have access to this information. This is like the research element of a Cthulhu game.
I also picture this whole scene going down as like the boys are like trying to figure it out, and then Sam has the answer, and everyone just goes,
Huh.
like credulously looks at Sam as she says the nerdiest thing out of all of us.
What does she say?
Oh no, man.
Maybe she just suggests like going to like a teacher or something like that, like the science teacher, kind of like how Stranger Things boys go to their science teacher.
Yeah. Because it totally finished Stranger Things.
Damn it.
Yep.
That's
All
fine.
Good cover.
10 out of 10.
But no, yeah, so just like, why don't we just go ask a teacher? Like, if you're so certain that we learned about it, why don't we just double check?
I guess we have to wait till tomorrow, though.
It is after 11 o'clock.
What day is it? Saturday?
Friday.
It's Thursday evening.
Oh.
Yeah, should we try to get? It's 11 o'clock. Should we try to get down to your sister? See if she's actually gonna try to pick us up or not.
Yeah, I
Maybe they're a
probably
little late, though.
should.
You guys can stay here if you want.
I don't know if I want to stay here.
That's cool.
Appreciate
That's fine if you don't want to stay
offer.
here. That's cool. No, it's fine.
Do you not want me to be here anyway?
No, it's whatever.
Well,
Like,
is
we don't usually like
Mitch salty.
we don't usually like let girls in the thing anyway, so like it's totally fine.
Oh, I was the first girl in there.
Shut up.
It's not a girl, it's Sam.
True.
Okay.
Oh.
I mean, you're a girl, but it's not. You're Sam. You're not. You talk to us. I mean, you.
Shut up, Ben.
Gotta know when to hold them.
She's very like confused on how to feel. She's like, on one hand, she wants to make fun of y'all for not like talking to girls. On the other hand, she's not a girl in Ben's eyes. That kind of hurts a little, especially with how she like puts off herself. So it's just like, yeah, I think we're just gonna head back. Thanks for the offer, though. Promise not to tell anybody about your falcon.
Thanks.
She looks at Ben specifically.
So, let's meet at like. Where do we want to meet tomorrow? What time?
You can meet here.
talk-
We're gonna sleep here, I think, if you want.
Why don't we meet somewhere in town? That way we're closer to where, what's his name's house is. Mr. Science teacher.
Yeah, you guys know that your science teacher, Mr. Ronald Derry, Derry, is teaching summer school at the Edgar Allan Poe Middle, of which you attend. So he would be there in the morning, even though it is a holiday. Summer school stops for no man.
We could head to the school if you want. Meet at the school.
So then let's meet at the school like
8:30.
8:30. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Like,
Great plan.
but just watch out for the predator, man, or whatever.
Out for red eyes.
How do you watch out for the predator? It's
Shut up.
invisible.
Jerry, you can. And you just see him like saltily climb the ladder. He's frustrated. Man, predator. It's not even a robot. Couldn't be aliens.
All right, so we'll, for narrative's sake, we'll say that the three bad side of the track boys spend the night in the Falcon, and as both Sam and George return to the center of town, it's loosely populated as people have kind of gone home. Veronica never arrives, or by the time you got there, she is either gone, but you do have your bikes and are able to return home. By the predetermined time at the next day, there is Edgar Allan Poe Middle School. Mr. Derry's car is in the parking lot.
Question: did she ever go home, like Veronica?
When you woke up in the morning, her car was not in the driveway.
Yeah, and Mitch is like hanging over the bars.
I imagine like along the way, George is asking, how's Veronica?
I haven't seen her. So
Like she was just like asleep still, or?
no, car was gone. She's just gone.
Well, it's probably good that she didn't drive, considering what she picked up along the way.
Probably.
So maybe she made a bad decision, but then a good decision.
Let's hope that's what happened.
Let's riding down to school.
So, yep, as you guys get there, Mr. Derry's car's in the parking lot. You guys find him in between summer school classes. As he sees you all, he is happy to see a few of you, not happy to see a few of you.
Which one's Greg?
That's for all of you to determine, as he kind of sees that you're waiting for him, and he walks out. He's early 30s, very nerdy. He was recruited by the Loop that you've heard, but decided to teach instead, which makes him dumb in the eyes of adults and kids alike. But Mr. Derry comes out, and what can I help you guys with?
So Ben is young Greg. Mr. Derry is Greg. Perfect. He says, hey, Mr. D, you got a minute?
Mr. D.
Yeah, plenty of time. What do you guys need?
Hey, Butts, did you bring your camcorder?
Yeah. He just brought the tape.
You're the actual worst.
We did say about the recorder. I just brought the tape.
I'm
The
sure they
AV
have a
club's in
team.
there.
Yeah.
We can do this.
15 minutes later, a huge TV with an equally massive VCR is wheeled into the hallway, where Mr. D plugs it into an outlet and puts the tape in. And presumably, unless the tape has been switched with God knows what would have been.
We can flip a coin if you want, Greg.
We forgot to rewind it. And what do you?
Yep.
Don't roll comprehend on that tape.
No. So yeah, he gets it to the right point and watches as everything kind of fires up. And instead of asking where you got it, wondering, what was this? What's it attached to? Is this basically just shows the bottom of these mag trains? He sits and kind of cocks his ear for a moment and then looks and kind of really almost zooms himself in to the screen to look at those rippled effects. And he finally looks up and says, it looks like some type of condensed frequencies, like it's raw though. It's coming from the emitters, but it's dispersing too rapidly. You need a focus of some kind here. Where'd you guys get this? Is this from one of the other loops, or?
No, we made this last night.
Here?
Yeah.
Hey, you didn't hear it? Super loud.
I heard the loop, but I didn't.
But like the weird thing is like all the mag pods, they're not even plugged in. They're not plugged up at all.
Oh, well. And he kind of looks around the building for a second. Well, it's a mystery, boys. And Sam, excuse me. It's just a mystery. Not sure. And he pops the tape out and he hands it to George. Oh, I'm not sure I can help you, but
What did you mean by it needs a focus?
Oh, if you're talking about that old science project that you did last year for me, Mr. Butts, right? And he's staring at you, George. You never did a science project that dealt with sound waves.
Or a science project.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe never even did a science project. Well, I'm looking at maybe another project for next year to follow that up.
Right. You would need to focus it with the sound waves would best be focused like a record player with a needle, or even a crystal, or some type of focusing instrument. It would help. Sometimes people even use needles or crystals, and I've seen them put paintbrushes on them, and they draw things. A great science experiment, George.
Greg,
Oh.
can I roll like a comprehend to see if I can figure out what's wrong with Mr. Derry? I mean, Mitch spends a lot of time with his head buried in science fiction stuff.
Yeah. I'll let you roll an empathize.
Empathize. Cool. Success.
Mr. Derry's looking around like somebody's listening, but you guys are alone.
Yeah, he looks around to like see if anyone else is noticing this, and he's like,
We're just picking this up for sure. He's good with heart and mind stuff.
"Hey, Mr. D, you know, the lady down at the paperback exchange, she has like a lot of crystals. You think those would work?"
That's smart thinking. I better get back in here with these hooligans.
Yeah. You mind?
Well-
Can we talk later? You think?
You guys take it easy. Enjoy your 4th of July. He walks back into the classroom.
That was weird.
Super weird, guys.
He's always been a jerk.
He's not a jerk. He's just weird.
Jerry, you're just dumb.
Yeah. Maybe it's you.
Hey, hey guys,
You're just projecting.
come here. Come here.
We're already right here.
No, and Mitch starts to leave, like out to the parking lot, like in like the dead center of the parking lot.
Sam follows.
Hey, did you guys see Mr. Derry acting super weird?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's like he was trying to like speak in like, I don't want to say code or anything, but like indirect answers.
No, yeah, and he was looking around a lot, and he was like real shifty. Like Jerry when he's lying.
Oh, why?
Maybe we're getting into
Like that,
something
and
real
he points at Jerry's.
serious.
Yeah, no, I think either the I'm starting like the crazy kid. I think Mr. Derry's being watched, or maybe like the whole school.
Didn't he used to like work for the Loop or like got
he-
rejected by them or
I
something?
think he got recruited.
Yeah.
And then
Well, maybe what if he never stopped working for the Loop? And he's like out here pushing their propaganda. Is that something you'd be into?
no. What? No, I think he was afraid that they were going to hear him.
Why would the loop want with him though?
They wanted him before, right?
Well, yeah, but
But he said no. So maybe he didn't want what they wanted, and now they won't stop watching him. Because he knows more than he's supposed to know.
I don't know.
I wasn't looking for to follow your story here that much, but I can't disagree with you. He's definitely not telling us everything. He's definitely worried about something, which is concerning.
But he said something about focusing with crystals.
Yeah,
I
Like
actually
in,
picked up on that part.
Sam, you
mentioned
remember?
it 5 times. Yeah.
Remember when we were at the paperback exchange?
Yeah, all the crystals that Maggie has.
Remember Miss Maggie's son, the big one?
Yeah. Oh, you're not planning on taking that, are you?
I mean, I was planning on being a distraction so that Jerry could take it.
No, we're just gonna borrow it. We have to give it back afterwards.
Maybe that's Plan A. Maybe Butts can talk her into it. Plan B is Jerry.
She's a little bit old
He's
for
that
me.
good with women.
She's a little old for me. But I'm up, you guys. I'm up
She
for the
does.
challenge.
She does burn a lot of incense.
Yeah, yeah.
I just asked.
I
to
think my mom
borrow
and her
it.
get the same incense.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The two of you can ask, and then Plan B is Jerry.
Okay, let's just go. Let's figure out if we can get it or not. Do we have a needle?
No, I think that's the needle. I think that's what he meant.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like a needle or a
No.
crystal,
okay.
right? I think.
Yeah.
Like the needle's how you listen to the record.
Record tips are a needle.
Right,
Or
right,
they're
right,
they're,
right.
they're a diamond tip, so I think it'll
Right,
work.
right, right, right.
Yeah, let's do this.
Ben, you want to come?
Ben, we
Can
need
I?
to look out.
Okay, I can do that.
He's not wrong. Fine. Okay. No.
45 minutes at the paperback exchange. This is the morning time, and so Miss Maggie is, of course, working. The light is streaming in through the front of the paperback exchange. The smell of incense is prominent, as in the early mornings, Miss Maggie likes to meditate.
All right, guys, this is your show.
I guess the two of us go in.
Yeah. Sam, I'm gonna have to ask. I'm a little bit nervous about this one. How about you, Lee? Do you have a little bit more? You come here more often than me. Which you probably know is a little bit of a lie. He just doesn't have an excuse.
Okay. She's okay. So we walk in. Where would Miss Maggie be? Is she in her back area?
Yeah, you walk in with a ding 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 ding, and you would hear a coming as she walks in from the back, and she's sort of floating as she walks out, and there is a visible billow of smoke as she enters from the rear room.
Hi, Miss Maggie. I have a question for you.
Yes. Oh, the energy. I can still see it.
It's still strong?
Stronger.
Oh. So she kind of like sets her hands like on the table, kind of like pleading, I guess, kind of like I know this is kind of out of nowhere, but I was wanting to kind of get into crystals, and I was wondering if I could borrow one.
Absolutely. Let's find one that fits your aura. As she goes around and she starts, there's hundreds, and she's just beginning to, no. She grabs one, like tastes it, no. And she goes over to another one. She ultimately comes back with one about pinky sized, and it's dangling from a red ribbon. And she holds it up as if she's matching it to a color that only she can see.
Okay.
Perfect. And she, may I? As she's going to put it over your head.
She doesn't, like, Artie doesn't do anything, just kind of like lets her.
She puts it over your head.
Think this one would work, George?
Like your aura is emanating.
Thank you so much, Miss Maggie, for this.
Thank you. And you can hear the click of a record player as some vinyl is dropped, and the first couple notes of the Birds begins to play. As it just, and she walks back towards the back room. You have a crystal. Yet right there by the door is the big one.
So you said she went into the back room?
Yeah.
Sam, what if we just take this one?
I don't know. I mean, is this one not gonna work?
We need the bigger the better, I think. Like, how big is this one, Greg? Like, is it like football sized?
Yeah, it's like big water bottle sized. Like, it's a good foot long, and it is a massive translucent, like opaque white crystal. It's actually mounted in a metal cap. That's how big it is.
I can't steal from her.
He opens up his members only jacket and he tucks it in.
Yep.
George.
We're borrowing it. We're gonna bring it back. She can't be mad at us. Just, it matches my energy. That's all. Let's go.
Okay. I guess we scuttle out.
You guys go outside. 2 crystals heavier.
All right, guys, let's go. Move quick.
Did you get it?
Yeah, I've never stolen anything before. Let's fucking go.
Okay. And he like spins the bike around and starts pedaling.
Sam would take it from you and put it in her
In the
basket.
basket, yeah. And he like takes off his jacket. He like covers it up.
Like
and
E.T.
He's just, I see George immediately covered in flop sweat. Like, it's just absolutely. Okay.
George Date
so,
Sweat.
Yeah, we're going to fast forward until the evening. Tell me how you would like to prepare, if you're doing anything in particular to use these crystals, prepare these crystals. As Mr. D told you, some of them can be set up to do any number of things. Tell me what you guys would like to do, and we will cut to 10 o'clock on July 3rd.
So, Greg, this is like a junkyard, right? So there's all manner of useless shit, or very useful shit, but it's all scrap, right?
Correct, yeah.
So, copper wire, would that be hard to come by here?
You
I assume
have
there's
the
a bunch
whole-
of like magnet stuff, right?
Yeah, a lot of the more expensive metals have been taken out, but because of your occupation and because of your kit, you'd know where to look.
Mhm.
So you would be able to pull in, if you wanted to get like, 4 or 5 feet of copper wire, it should be easy enough.
I mean, he wants to get as much copper wire as he can, but he'll settle for 4 or 5 feet.
Sure. If you want to focus your entire energy on that, I'll say you can get 20 feet. But
Okay.
that means that's all Mitch did the whole day.
Yeah, I think that's all he does all day to prepare for the night is to get copper wire. Like so I think we get back to like the Falcon and like he like shoves a bunch of scrap to the side and pulls out like generic science books and he starts going through pages looking at like magnetic stuff because he's trying to rewire this entire block, right? And he sees that like he like points out to everybody that like copper is magnetic and also conducts energy, and he basically gets like, guys, this look here, I have an idea, right? So there's too many, so we got to pick like George, you got to pick like the ones that were like the most used mag pods, right? And what we do is we take a bunch of copper wire and we tie it to one, and we tie it to all the main ones, and we bundle it all to the middle, and then we wrap the copper wire around the crystal so that the crystal's like a focus, right? So that it all comes down to one. I don't think I could find enough copper to tie it to all like 18, but like maybe like 4 or 5, maybe.
Okay.
We say that you'd be able to get it to about 10 or 11.
Of the mag pods?
Yep.
Okay. It's like, so I can't get all of them, so you got to point out which ones are like the best ones. Maybe the ones that like that had like, man, I don't know, like the most notes or something. Does that make sense?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. So yeah, then he spends the whole day like pulling wire out of places, or like showing them where to like go to like rip wire out of the bottom of the magnetrines or like out of the mag pods of other vehicles. And then by the end of the day, he's just like a bundle of various gauge copper wire.
And to accentuate all this, as George is the one directing everything, the wire goes here, these are the ones that are used the most, as George is kind of outlying, I'm assuming, all the ones that he's kind of already identified as being the most frequent pulses. His song is You Give Love a Bad Name, correct?
It is.
Cue that bad boy up for the daily montage here on July 3rd. As George is standing there like an overseer and everybody else is going around and he's pointing here, the manager points here, as...
It's a great montage moment,
Right. And so as everything is finally laid out and prepared, the sun dips below the horizon here in Garrett and the time creeps towards 9:45. Is there anything else you guys would like to do before?
I think there's absolutely another awkward exchange where like all of the cables all of the cables are the strands are all bundled together in like a nest, and like Mitch is holding it and he's like, Sam, the most important part.
Oh. And she goes and she sets the crystal in the nest.
And there's just that awkward like, okay. separate sides of the truck. All right, and I guess we just wait, right?
And as you sit and as you wait, are you all outside of the truck now, or are you staying inside the truck? How are you guys doing this?
I'm outside the truck.
I was like, I want to be outside.
Yeah, I was gonna say either that or we have that door open and we're all like, like around the edge of it and look through the door.
Yeah, I think even Jerry wants to see this go down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're all outside, I think. Cool.
Okay, so as the clock strikes, or the calculator wristwatch vaguely strikes 10, that whine emits from the distant loop again as it powers up, that and this time on the outside, you can feel your hair kind of blow as this power hits the ground. But this time, as each light that's attached glows, you see a shiver as the wire that's connected to it begins to shake and almost vibrate and hum. I need you to make a tinker check for me Mitch, I'll remind you too that you do have your pride.
I'm using my pride because my pride is one day my robots will conquer the world. This is I'm auto-successing this one.
Okay. So as this all goes down, everything seems to be perfect. And you notice that as the focused nature of this device and nest is concentrated on a particular patch of earth, you see that there are slashes, hashes, and lines being drawn in the hard clay. But as it's about what you think to be 16 to 18 seconds into this, you notice that the crystal is beginning to shift and it's in danger of falling off. Someone's going to have to go in there and reaffix it.
Ben could do it.
I'm gonna send it Ben.
Ben's absolutely not going to do it.
Only the cars just drop on him.
Yeah, I think there's like an absent-minded, it's going to fall. And then there's like that heavy pause in the air until someone does something.
I think Jerry will look around and, God, you're all such wusses.
I don't know anything about these things.
Jerry's going in.
Jerry's going in.
I like it.
Oh boy.
I love it.
Jerry,
Okay,
you're my hero.
Jerry, I need you to roll a force for me. And you also have your pride.
Holy shit!
Wow.
Holy shit is right. So you guys witness Jerry walk into this area beneath the mag trucks, and you see his long hair blowing, and it kind of freezes in sections as this magnetic gravity push-pull does odd things, as even his clothing kind of billows, then stops, and then gets pushed to the ground. But the large form of Jerry strides forward, grabs the crystal as this energy is coming through, places it back into the nest, and even gives it a little extra jab to keep it where it needs to go. As he turns around and walks back towards you, you see energy arcing over the buttons of Jerry's outfit, and it's lifting his hair as he walks out from underneath. He seems fine, though.
I probably have superpowers now.
Several seconds later, and everything powers down and is dark.
As it powers down, you see that Mitch is just staring at Jerry. And then he pulls out his wrench and he jabs him.
There's a spark.
Dude. Can you power stuff?
What you got?
Man, power the robot.
You never finished that thing.
So it's half done. Power the top half.
First things first. Let's look at this.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, you're right. Fine. And they start walking towards the... You guys coming?
Yeah. Is it
sure.
safe over there?
Jerry's a superhero, so who knows? Probably. Wizard.
Okay.
Ben, come on.
Muted.
Ben is muted.
God,
Ben is staring at Jerry and just walks, and as he's walking, he's just looking at Jerry as he just doesn't take his eyes off of him.
Man, if we weren't sure that Jerry could defeat the Predator now.
Fucking 7. Wow. Okay.
Like a 7.
So I'm blown
but
away.
it's not even just a 7. It's 7 out of 8.
Yeah.
He's just
Right.
out of a possibility. Jesus.
Just like 8 was, he becomes Captain Atom.
Yeah.
Like he really becomes.
He grabs the crystal that he's drawing it. He's like, I am. He lifts it up.
I
Right.
know everything.
By the power of Garrett Middle School.
All right, so as you all get forward, you realize that there's something now written beneath the crystal and the nest of copper wires on the ground, and most of it was saved by the act of Jerry.
The act of Jerry.
It's like a Bible verse, yeah.
Yeah.
Praise be
you're-
Jerry.
Do you guys have a light? Because it is dark under here now.
Imagine I don't, unless it's like the bike lamp on the front of his bike. That's all George would have.
I was gonna say Rob had the taped on flashlight to his bike, but he's not here.
I would probably like have like keys in the house, and on it there's like the light fob thing. I would have that.
So in the blue-white light of Sam's key fob, you read the following. On March 24th, 1988, we will destroy the world. Stop us. L-O-O-P.
Can we get like a copy of that, if you don't mind?
Absolutely.
March 21st, 21st, 24th, 1988. We will destroy the world. Stop us.
In Zoom chat.
I paid attention.
I thought we were seeing into the future. I thought we were going to get an LOL at the end there.
Lol.
And that is where we will end this episode, except for one thing. You guys are spending the night here again that night, the wrong side of the track, boys.
For sure.
Do you try to power up the robot?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Jerry's going to find the battery port and use his fingers.
Wait,
Sam
does
says-
George
well-
and Sam stay?
I want to stay long enough for the robot, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Definitely checking that out.
I won't stay near Jerry that long. Overnight, not
That's
happening.
Nothing happens.
Oh.
Damn.
Even with Jerry's superpowers.
Yep.
There's
and
writing on the forehead. It says in March 20th.
as George and Sam leave to go back to the right side of the tracks, and as Ben, Mitch, and Jerry eventually go to sleep inside the Falcon, inside Astro Train, they are asleep and do not notice the arm of the robot move.
Yes.
Oh boy.
And that is where we will end this episode of Atari
Oh,
Twilight.
Hell yeah.
You'll
Man!
find your sleep.
Is it next Monday yet? Fuck.
Right?
Oh man, this is awesome. I want to play this every day, forever. Greg, cancel all your games. I'll cancel all mine. We're just gonna play Tales from the Loop forever. That was super dope. Let's go around, introduce our cast and crew, get your thoughts on this super rad game, and then we'll get the lot of here and host someone awesome. We'll start with Greg. Greg, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what did you think of episode 2, the Magnetrinic Versus?
Greg Grimjack21502 on the Twitches and the Twitters. I love these characters. I don't like them. I love these characters. I think George is probably one of the best characters that's ever, and all of you are fantastic. I think George, I think I knew George. Like, I'm pretty sure George treated me like shit in high school, and I love it. I love the whole representation. No, it's just the best. The description of the house, everything is just perfect. And I'm not sure that there has ever been anything as cool as 7 successes out of 8. And that's rolling a 6 on a 6-sided die of Jerry walking underneath this thing in the middle of an electrical disturbance and walking out fine. And then, of course, the paperback exchange tension and the crystal tension between Mitch and Sam is a thing of beauty. I love it. I am here. Front row seats. Can't wait till next week. See you guys later.
I still say Mike's just playing Mike. He's not. George isn't a character.
It's a thin, blurry line.
You keep saying that about all of us, like, oh, it's just you. You're just playing yourself.
Yeah, no, but but the thing is, like, I live and work with Mike. That's Mike. That's pretty Mike.
Well, maybe. I don't know.
That was awesome. So let's jump right over to Mike himself. Mike, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what did you think of episode 2?
So I'm Mike, the Anonymous Rhino, on Twitter, @BlooneySlap. I love this game. Like I said last time, it's like, I have no need to be distracted by anything else. Like I just am totally immersed in this, so it's awesome.
Hell yeah, man. Let's jump over to I want to call you Sam now. Let's jump over to Haley. Haley, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what'd you think of today?
Hi, I'm the great Sam now. So
Perfect.
we had to go through a whole rebranding anyway.
Rebrand.
So, but I love this game. I look forward to it. I look forward to getting all dressed up for it. And fucking Greg, I love you so much. I love playing with you. I love you as a DM. You immerse us in it. We're all just time travel basically, and we're just in that setting, and I love it. It's just, you do such a great job. I love all of our interactions with each other. I love the banter. It's great. But yeah, no, I'm a full-time variety caster as the Great Haley on all social medias. I'm on hiatus kind of right now due to moving and some mental health stuff. But take care of yourselves, people. It's very important. I don't know when I'm streaming again. I don't know. I can't tell you.
But at a minimum, next Monday.
You'll see me here on Mondays. Yeah,
For
and
sure.
On Saturdays, 12 to 3 at Pro Restarter. I'm playing a barbarian for the first time.
Hell yeah.
So if you want to see me drunkenly get through things, that's the place to do it.
Fantastic. Yeah, guys, go follow Haley if you aren't already. Awesome variety caster, super fun, welcoming community over there. And last but not least, or last but definitely least, Bitters, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what did you think of today's episode?
Yep, I'm Mr. Bitters. I'm only here. That's all I do. Now, in my head, when I imagined Jerry as a character, I had the inept, bumbling, but proud and boisterous asshole. And I'm killing all my roles, especially tonight. So the character's, not exactly as I imagined. He's doing things pretty well. So he's got to fail real hard in the social situation. So prepare yourselves for that.
What do you mean?
Just waiting for you to hit on Veronica.
Well,
And,
yeah.
and that go
even
real
that's
well. I'm not looking forward to it, but
8 out of 8,
damn.
That's going well for him. She's like giving you the smile.
Everything's coming up, Jerry.
That's awesome. Yeah, just to echo what Haley said, what everyone said, really, Greg, this has been fantastic. I've been playing with you for a year now. This is absolutely my favorite game so far. And to your credit, the reason the character has come to life so well is because we're there. Everything is shut down except for the essentials of the stream, like Mike said, and I'm in it. I'm fucking in the 80s, and I'm ready to go. I wore this headband all day today. I was so excited. And your playlist, dude, so Mike and I went to get tacos the other night, and we put on your playlist, and we were trying to have a conversation, as you do in the car, but every, 3 to 5 minutes, we're talking, and it's oh, this song came on. We're like, na, 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 and then we're like, okay, the song dies down. We're like, oh yeah, so what I was saying was, oh, this song, for the entire drive to and from the taco joint. So amazing DMing, amazing. You have a second career as a DJ looking for you. This has been a super awesome experience all around, guys. If you're not following Greg, go do so. He is equally awesome in any game he plays and all of the game he GMs, whether it be on his channel or on Encounter Roleplay. With that, guys, we have a sponsor for the entire series this few months. It is the Dice of Rolling. Go check those guys out. Exclamation point sponsor in the chat. They are a full set of polyhedral dice that are color coded for the dice themselves, and they are a specific number to make it even easier for you to play D&D 5e. If you want to roll a fireball, you just scoop up all your d6s and roll that fireball. No having to borrow your friend's dice. And you get a little discount for you when you buy them, and you kick back some cash over to us so we can do some more cool production stuff here and get all kinds of cool fun stuff like these dope overlays and all this other cool stuff that we do. Yeah, with that, guys, let's go raid our friend Bubbernot, because he's a dope guy.
Mike, I would like to say, as you're playing us out to Bubbernot, everybody for the last playlist, go and put on some Toto Stranger in Town, and we'll see you next week.
Perfect. And with that, guys, we're out of here. Bye-bye.